live. What's up?
Oh, hey, everybody. Welcome to Thursday night. That's right. You don't have to clean out your ears. You don't have to adjust your monitor. I am back in the lead chair
Well,
tonight
we
on a
can't see
Thursday.
you. Is that intentional? I just forgot to even
No, it
mention.
shouldn't have been. It shouldn't have been. I just forgot. You should have said something to me. You should have said, "Hey, Paul, are you gonna turn on your camera or not?" Okay, all right, never mind.
There you go. Oh,
There
I
we go.
like your
Hi,
shirt.
everybody. Thank you. You liked my shirt last week too.
Yeah.
Mav is digging my fashion the past 2 weeks, folks. I think that's a new record, so we're good. Mav is a little sicky poo. You know how he rolls when he's sick. Can't do much. So he asked me to take the lead chair. He couldn't have asked in a worse week to take the lead chair because I haven't watched shit this week outside of the Keeleys. And so this is going to be one hell of a show, everybody. We're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to talk about the stuff that we do know about, probably read a couple things off that obviously happened this week. And we're going to have some good times. We're going to get you guys involved as well with a little poll action. Mav assured me he is not too sick to put up a poll, at least in the or I should say during the show. So we're going to get to that. But yes, welcome everybody. Thursday night, not PM in the PM, Xbox Ultimate Fun Spec Fam Special Thursday night hoorah. I guess that's what we're going to go with this week.
Hoorah.
Appreciate y'all being here. But let's get to everybody here. We'll start with the one and only right hand man. That's right. The man who is too sick to say much tonight, but we'll see if we can get a few words out of him. The president and CEO of the Fun Speculation Network, the one and only Fun Speculation, aka Mav. What's going on, brother?
Oh man. Just playing some games, man. Yeah, I've been a little under the weather. Started getting sick like Monday, I think. And yeah, I'm on the uptick, but if I speak too much, it gets to where like, So
Mm-hmm.
we are here though because it is Gamescom week, and we got a lot to talk about. There is a lot of news that has been happening. A lot of release dates getting announced. There's a lot of games getting shadow dropped. Actually, there's like prices getting raised. There's just like lots of stuff happening this week. Is it convenient that PlayStation decided to do that during Gamescom week, right? When the
Yes.
conversation is going to be very much with a lot of other things that could have been intentional, probably was, but we'll talk a little bit about that too, man. But yeah, I've been playing some games. I've been kind of in my sports game habit right now. I've been playing some Madden.
Cool.
I've been playing some MLB The Show. Digging that. I really like Road to the Show this year. What they did with that. I saw a lot of negative feedback and reviews on the show this year, so I almost didn't get it. But then I was like, you know what? Like I see negative comments every year about every sports game. So, and I usually enjoy them anyway, so I just decided to pull the trigger. And yeah, I've been having a blast with Road to the Show on this year's
Cool.
show. I am diving late into it, but
Yeah.
maybe with all the updates, it kind of has been improved since launch. But Madden again is fantastic this year. I stand by what I said last week with a lot of improvements over the physics and the movement, player movement, and all that kind of stuff. I feel like it's made some big improvements. But also dove into this other game I saw. Y'all have been talking about this other one called Greedfall. Right, this is called
Oh,
Greedfall.
yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, sir.
So
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, sir.
so y'all talked about that
Mm-hmm.
one, and I was
Yeah.
thinking about getting that one, but then I saw a different Survivor like on the storefront when I was just kind of scrolling through the store, and so I had a lot of really positive feedback, and it was like $6.99, and that was Achilles Survivor.
I got it on Steam. I've got it on Steam.
So
Yeah.
I
I played a little bit.
I picked that up after
Mm-hmm.
reading into it and stuff, and like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, man, I was kind of dove into that, and I was really digging it, man. If you like those
It's like
auto,
tower defense.
yeah,
Tower
you got.
defense slash survivor.
It
Yeah.
seemed like a really cool mashup, kind of mix something
Mm-hmm.
different with that genre, and also kind
Mm-hmm.
of goes into that whole like Greek mythology and all that kind of stuff, which I thought was pretty badass. So I got that, and I've kind of been digging that, man. So I recommend it if you like Vampire Survivors, if you like Greedfall, those kind of games, right? This one would be one to check out as well. I mean, it looks like graphics are pretty good, like combat, like the way the enemies come at you. Definitely
Yep.
mixes up the genre quite a bit. It's hard though. It is
It's
not
more challenging than Vampire Survivors.
Yeah, it is not for the
Yes.
faint of heart, right? But yeah, I picked that up and was playing that some. You know, I had fun with the Battlefield beta. I was pissed off I didn't get to catch up with you guys on the beta this past weekend.
You did not, yes.
But I had some fun playing some solo matches. I didn't like the way they had the playlist set up though. Like
Okay.
you couldn't just pick Breakthrough alone by itself, and I just was never getting one.
Yeah, you could.
Well,
You could
when
do custom search last day.
custom
custom
search? No, I didn't do custom
Yeah.
search. I could have just done that. Okay. Well,
Yes,
they had the
yes, that's
one
why
where
they
it
had
was
it
like
there.
they had the one where it was like both, right? Conquest and Breakthrough. It's like, okay, it's
Yeah.
fine. I'll mix it up. But I just kept getting Conquest every time, and then what would happen is after the match, it wouldn't put me into another game. You know,
ever
so I'd
played
have to go
Battlefield
back out.
Before?
Yes, but like that wasn't there the week before. I don't think, was it? The custom search?
No, they
Okay.
added the custom search for that reason.
I
to
just
test it out.
missed it, I guess. Fuck. Yeah, I do agree with what you said last week about Rush.
Yes. Yeah.
But I think part of the reason why I was hoping to get that was kept choosing that playlist too, because they had Rush on there too, but it said that it was like large scale battles. So I was wondering if I got Rush in that, if it would be larger scale or anything. But I didn't get that either in that. But yeah, I didn't like how they had Rush with like the small player count with the smaller toned down areas.
Doesn't
It's
work as
just
well.
yeah, you just kind of like rushing to your death like in a small area over and over again, whether you're on offense or defense, and it was not, I don't know, just not very fun, man. Like I would like them to go back to the old school Rush. It also took away the fun of the destructibility that came with original Rush modes, because when you got the like such a small isolated areas, and in the map that I kept getting was the mountain range map, also
Iberia,
where it's just not a lot to destroy or destructiveness
there's no
around some of those.
flanking.
Yeah.
There's no flanking, none of that. Yep.
Yeah, it just didn't work for me. Like I prefer Breakthrough over Rush so far, but Breakthrough satisfies my itch for that. So I'm content with Breakthrough if they just put more into that. Conquest obviously is awesome. I kind of dabbled in some of the other modes. I thought everything was pretty fun except for Rush. I didn't like Rush at all, you know. So, but besides that, man, yeah, just had a lot of fun with that beta again. Can't wait for the full release. And yeah, that's kind of been my gaming this week, man.
That's awesome, brother. We did miss you last week. I didn't play it all on Sunday, so I didn't have any chance to play on Sunday at all. So all I had was my Saturday run with Steel, which we had another good time. But great. I mean, it wasn't all perfect, but as far as the beta goes, and we've already heard some of the changes they're going to make. There's people that aren't happy. We'll talk about that.
Yeah, they said they're changing some of the movement.
Yes, sir. They're getting rid of the Call of Duty kids. Let's fucking go. Let's go. Get out of here, Call of Duty kids. Learn how to play. Anyways, it's gonna be fun. We'll have a little conversation about that. But they're listening, which is the good thing. Well, that is a very good thing. Let's get to the one and only Spaceman, who has also graced us with his presence tonight. That's right. This man keeps us safe from the aliens, and it's like, I know Jasper can't even comment on this stuff, so that's why I like to talk about it, because he really can't say shit. That's why he's off camera too. He doesn't want to give anything away. But the funny part is, like, every single week now, we went from literally in my lifetime, just 10 years ago even, Area 51 is still a complete conspiracy theory, and there's no anything truth to anything that's ever been said about aliens, to now, like, daily new releases of information coming out of nowhere about new footage, new shit coming out of the woodwork. Now we're basically on the cusp of just being acknowledging, like, yeah, there's interdimensional beings. Of course there are. Of course there are. This is the weirdest thing ever, and like, nobody fucking cares. That's the best. Like, that's even stranger to me. Like, when I was like that, my young adult life, my teenage life, that was like what we all talked about in hushed tones. And oh god, you guys are just conspiracy theories. Now it's just like, whatever, bro.
Jasper doesn't want us to know because he is an interdimensional being.
That could be a possibility. I mean, he could be one of the lizard people. I mean, he could be anything, like, at this point. So, but anyways, that's right. The man who is defending us from those aliens, and can't say anything about it. And if he does save the world, we'll never know about it. But the one and only Jasper, what's going on, brother? How the hell you been? What you been playing? Anything fun?
So the last time I played a game was Sunday, and that was the Battlefield beta, and I haven't played anything since because I've been working 12-hour days the last 3 or 4 days. So that's been my week. I have done nothing but work, go to bed, and then wake up and go to work.
Nice. Perfect. That's the way I've been too. So don't get me wrong.
Yeah, they must be on the attack right now. Is keeping them extra busy.
They are. I mean, he's playing like real life video games, right? They got Jasper set up with joysticks. That's why they brought him on. He's already like top level because
he's like he's controlling like a laser drone. Yeah. You know, it's like
he's already
like
top
infrared
1%.
radio waves, taking out interdimensional beings. Yeah.
They've been monitoring for a long time. They're like, we got to recruit this fucking sweaty. Get him in here, bro.
Yeah. He's good at Call of Duty and Halo. Yeah. We got our eyes on him.
Headshot.
And did you see him play Crossfire X? I mean, he knows how to cheat the system.
The dude's a walking cheat code. Bring him in. Let's go. Anyways, well, it's good.
He spawn camps the interdimensional beings.
They had no idea. They had no idea what's happening to them.
I just sit at the front of their portal and just like shoot a nuke off every time.
I love it, bro. Oh, anyways, glad to have you here, Jasper. Glad you could join us tonight, brother. Boring week. I am back on Battlefield 2042 because they have unlocks for Battlefield 6. They did the smart thing, which people hate, but I don't care because I like 2042. But a lot of people are hating their lives right now because they don't like 2042 and they have to go play it because they offered a free battle pass for battle. You can unlock Battlefield 6 skins and shit. So
that stuff carries over to Battlefield 6?
They've got special ones in there. So from August 18th to October 7th, 60 free tiers to unlock, and there's a bunch of Battlefield 6 shit in there. So people are, of course, forcing themselves to play 2042. I hopped in a few matches this week. I still like that game a lot. I always did, especially now that they fixed it. It plays really well. They just released the Iwo Jima remake of that map. So, obviously bringing that back to 2042, and they did a nice job. There's an active volcano on the island. It looks totally fucking awesome. Here's what I'll say. I'm having a great time. I had a run the other night that was fucking legendary had I been streaming it, driving a fucking personnel carrier around and taking points after point after point. We were going in circles. I had a full crew with me. We were lighting folks up on every single point, taking it, moving on to the next. It was so much fun. Anyways, but I will say, coming straight from the Battlefield 6 beta and then playing 2042, the absolute dramatic difference in gameplay style between those two games is like, oh my God. Like, okay. Like, this is why everybody, or a lot of the Battlefield vets, really hated 2042 because it plays not even close to what 6 was playing like. Again, nothing was similar. Again, the guns felt great, all that kind of stuff. So I guess you could say that feels similar. But that was like a wow moment when I was like, okay, because we just got used to Battlefield 6. We all sat here and talked about how it felt like Battlefield 3, Battlefield 4. I think that was pretty much a universal kind of talking point amongst everybody. Again, going back to 2042 after that, and then realizing how far they had strayed from the Battlefield formula in 2042 was like, yo, okay, yeah. I mean, like, obviously the hate from a lot of people, I could see it. Like, it does not play like Battlefield, but again, I still enjoy the game. It plays really well, plays smooth as hell. Loving Iwo Jima, the remake of the map. I think it's really dope. And like I said, I'm getting skins for Battlefield 6, so I can't complain. So just going to be working on that for the most part. Again, I've tried other stuff. Like I said, Matt brought up Achilles on that he picked up. And I had picked that up on Steam a couple weeks ago, Achilles Survivor. I played a little bit of that, hopped back into a little bit of Greedfall. But that's been pretty much it. I've got a ton of games I could be playing, but Battlefield 2042 to earn those skins, man. That's what it's all about.
I didn't know that it carried over to Battlefield 6. I thought it was just only Battlefield 2042 stuff, so I just wasn't playing it.
Yeah, no, and if you've pre-ordered Battlefield 6, they also unlock weapons in 2042 as well for you. So that's kind of dope. I haven't tried out the new sniper, but I saw the videos. You could take down like helicopters in like 3-4 shots. Everybody's like, you might want to nerf this. Like literally hip fire, Jasper. Hip fire. Just firing. Like it's like it's canon, bro. It's freaking hilarious. But yeah, Jasper, jump in. Free battle pass, bro. Yeah, so that's been my week, man. Otherwise, let's bring back a Thursday night original since I do have the chair this week. I'm going to shout out the chat real quick here, and then we'll get into the topics tonight. So I just want to shout out everybody who's decided to join us tonight because you guys are all freaking amazing and love you all.
First off, we have somebody else that just hopped in.
Wait, do we? Who else we got in? Oh shit! Look
Mr.
at this.
Naked.
I was on the YouTube reading the chat. Mr. Naked's in the house. My brother from another Steel. Motherfucking Rain is here. What's going on, Steel? What's going on, brother? How you doing?
What's going on, y'all? You know, just cruising the Shotoko Speedway and good old Assetto Corsa, and that's about it, man. You know,
no hezzy, no hezzy. Let's go. I love you. I love watching your videos.
Get some traffic flowing.
Yeah, I need to download all those mods and stuff, man. Like I got a set of Corso like a month ago, and I played a little bit, but I didn't ever take the time to do all the modding. And I think that's a game that you like really need to do all that to get really anything out of it.
I mean,
today,
considering the game is older as
yeah.
If you want it to look a certain way, play a certain way, because the default camera that they have and everything, it's just, there's been a lot of improvements to the game over the years. Even if you just want to go on the basic, on the normal tracks as well. Although Competition, I believe, is the newer Assetto Corsa that came out that has all that stuff. It's supposed to be more along the lines of your motorsport or Gran Turismo experience, more focused on that stuff. It might be that it's either
Evo's the newer
the new
one, and then Competition is like the GT.
Is that the one before that?
Yeah, and this is like GT racing.
Or whichever one is the newer one. Yeah. Outside of that, that's the newest one you can get into. But this Assetto Corsa is the only one that has stuff like no hezzy and custom races and everything else that the people have been developing over the years. So stuff that I like. This is like no hezzy is stuff like that I've wanted from. That's like my evolution from Tokyo Extreme Racer, right? Or at least a evolution of it. I would like to see Tokyo Extreme Racer take on similar things, except do it their way, right? Because that's more so focused on you doing the boss battles and upgrading your car and stuff like that. Where
no hezzy mode, you don't race anybody though, right?
You can race people.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. No, you have you flash your headlights and all that stuff.
Okay.
It activates the race and the other person has to accept and all of that. Yeah. You can, there's points and stuff flowing in and out of traffic. That makes me feel better. Whatnot.
Okay. I was like racing through traffic. I was like, whatever.
No, just racing. You're racing. You're flowing through traffic because they have their leaderboard set up, and you can get certified, quote unquote. They just changed the system for it as well. Nice. But essentially, you getting certified, you just tells people that you're a decent driver, you're a good driver or whatever, because it takes a lot. But yeah, you can do races against people. But there's nothing like, there's not random traffic or a random boss that you run into on the map, and you flash your lights on them and do that, or get your own car and tune it and do all that. You don't do all that. They kind of have their tuned cars that they've made for it, and they make it real easy kind of for you to make a kind of drop in, drop out kind of thing. So
nice.
It's cool.
Good shit. So
I mean,
you probably paid attention to more shit than all three of us combined here this week, Steel. So you're probably gonna have to carry this damn show. I don't know if you heard the beginning, but yeah. This is a bad week here, brother.
But what y'all talking about what y'all were playing.
But
the Battlefield. I think that's where we're at.
Yeah, haven't been able to pay attention to shit. So, anyways, we're gonna have a good time. We're gonna bounce around here, and like I said, I was gonna shout out the chat, but I'm glad you could be here tonight, brother, because we definitely could use another voice on this table here. So, thank you, sir. Thank you for being here. I love you, brother. All right, chat. You guys all freaking awesome. We got Mr. Waffles in the house. What's up, Mr. Waffles? I like pancakes better, but Mr. Waffles, you're cool for being here. I appreciate you. We got the Andre Doyle is in here. What's going on, Andre? Great to see you, sir. We got the Talos Ray. What's going on, Talos? We got the one and only Dr. Dinglenut in the house. What's going on, Doctor? We got the Nam Omar, of course, dropping on in here. Nam, always a pleasure, sir. We got the Lydian Master joining the show. Thank you, Lydian. Prince Green on a Thursday night dropping by. Thank you, Prince. We got Be Nice. What's going on, Be Nice? He says, Battlefield 6. I hate that I lay there screaming for a medic. Listen, it's been a Battlefield.
Oh, did you see the stats?
Yes, I saw the stats. Ridiculous, bro.
Ridiculous. It was like, I think it was like I can't remember exactly what it was, but it was like 10 billion kills and like 30 million revives or something.
It was like, well, 20 million people supposedly played the
something like
beta,
that.
and it was like a little over 1 per person. I was like, yo, what is going? Anyways,
Yeah.
that's always been Battlefield. You'll have good squads, you'll
Yeah.
be in good groups, and then there'll be shit groups for like 3. That's why Steel and I always roam together, man. The Mav too.
Hey,
Like,
that's it.
we're all about it, bro. We'll be the medics. But yeah, I hear you. I hear you. It does suck. Be nice. Buzz, what's going on? Thank you for being here tonight. I appreciate you, Buzz. We got the Brett Bingham. He says, Punk Soul, don't forget they have the M1 Grand too. Yes, sir. They did bring in the M1 as well into 2042, which is freaking fantastic. Everybody's loving that shit.
It's $3. It's $249 right
Is
now
it?
on sale on Steam.
Is it
2042?
Okay. Oh, for the 2042.
I thought you were talking about the gun. I was like,
Yeah, I
you're
thought
charging for
I was
the
gonna say the
no,
gun.
no,
Really?
no,
No.
no.
Yeah, go pick up
Game is
2042 and play
$3
for a
right
little
now
bit.
if you're
It's
interested.
fun as shit. Anyways, who else we got in here? We got scrolling. BT Maverick 707, of course, is here. He's like, I want to play Sword of the Sea, but that game is running at 23 FPS on the Steam Deck on low settings. Ooh, they need some optimization.
Yeah, and that's
That
a
game is
lot
looking-
going on in the game.
That game got very good ratings though, which was nice.
Mhm.
And I don't know if you guys heard the developer. We don't need to talk about this, but the developers came out and said that Sony basically saved their asses, which is always cool to
okay.
hear.
Makes
They were
Flies
running out
in-
of funding. They were, and
Flies in their
they
service.
right, and they've made a lot of games for Sony. A lot of their games are already
Mm-hmm.
been on PlayStation. So, but it was nice. They said they were running out of funding. They didn't know how they were going to get the game finished, and Sony came through. So that's always dope to hear. Again, whatever you think about, it's just nice to hear that shit when that happens. Great studio, always make cool, chill ass games. I played their games. I love their type of games. I don't play them forever. Again, there's something I touch and I fool around with, but I want to play this one for sure. So I was glad to hear
that kind of makes me, that kind of puts a sour taste in your mouth too at the same time, because they have put out other games.
Yeah.
I guess that kind of just shows you how active even the people who play those games are, because they're all kind of similar to each other. They do play
are.
differently, of course.
Yeah, but they are.
But as far as the aesthetic, what they're going for, the vibe,
Mhm.
to have Sony have to assist
through.
you with a game like this, and we're not talking about like the most impressive game that you've ever
No.
seen. Now it may be impressive for what it's going for, and I do think it is. I mean, again, every time that I see it, or every time I see any of their games, I'm like, damn, I kind of want to play that. I want to jump into it for a bit, and it's just kind of crazy to think that with all the games that they put out, they still don't have enough of a standalone yet to that's kind of broke through for them. Maybe Sword of the Sea does that. So
It shows the position that a lot of small studios are in, right? That's
Yeah,
you know,
true.
again,
Mhm.
for all the success, sometimes they're still paycheck to paycheck, right? So pretty nuts though. But it was good to hear that shit. So I will definitely be checking that game out at some point, because again, I love their games for what they are. Leonard Herrera, what's going on, Leonard? Great to see you in here. We got the Torino Johnson. What's going on, Torino? Great to see you in here. Appreciate you swinging on through. Let's see here. Who else we got in here? We got the one and only Michi Dies a Lot. Good to see you, my friend. Thank you for being here on a Thursday night. We got the Verg based Brizzle. What's going on, Verg? Great to see you. We got the one and only Shane G. Of course, swinging on through. He says, sup, guys? Really pumped for the end of the year. Gaming September, October, November will be insane. Many great Game Pass announcements. Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Metal Gear, and
Phil.
then you also got Lost Soul aside. Like, I got to make a choice.
And I got
like,
no
I'm
time.
not buying
I
both,
got no
bro.
time.
Like,
I got no time.
I'm not.
No
And
time.
even
Yeah.
like, same. I may not even. I might just say, up. I can't do either because
Helldivers
rolling
2
into
hits
September.
Xbox too later this month. Like,
Yes, we got so much. It's crazy. And again, there's
in
just big games
September
coming
you
out,
got
small games.
Silksong like now on the 4th.
Yeah, we got Final Fantasy Tactics coming.
Fuck,
kidding
man.
me, bro?
I mean,
Daemon X Machina now. that
Yeah,
ended
you
up
got.
being
Yeah,
good.
I've seen
I was
your
like,
videos
bruh.
on that shit, bro. Yeah,
But just the fact that Triangle Strategy just got dropped, like I really want to play that.
and it's
Yeah,
Play
yeah.
Anywhere.
Yeah,
And it's fucking Play Anywhere.
I know, man.
Oh god,
Like they add so
good.
much.
It's so good.
When the games are Play Anywhere, it adds so much more value to me that it makes me want
Oh,
to.
it's easy. Yeah.
Yeah, it takes a lot of decisions away. Like I really want EA to figure that out with Battlefield. Like just do it, please.
You know, with them owning COD, it's not gonna happen. But
I know,
anyways.
man.
I think the closest that they'll ever get is somehow tying Ultimate to EA Play Pro. That will be
Yeah.
the only way.
If they,
Yeah.
if they
I
upgrade
think at
that
this
shit.
point.
Yeah, because like that's how they do it with Ubisoft. Like if you have Ubisoft, plus, you know, like
I was
that
thinking about
works.
that, yeah.
You know.
Yeah, it works. Yeah, it would be nice if they offered that as well as an upgrade. So, but yeah, Steel, I don't know if you heard too. We'll probably talk about it, but Mav surprised me.
What?
I didn't see the announcement that Final Fantasy VII remake is going to be Play Anywhere as well.
Yeah.
That's
Is it really?
nuts? Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Which
yeah,
that remake, not
Yeah,
of
remake
them.
intergrade. Yeah.
yeah.
The
Oh, okay.
yeah. It's gonna be
That's
so
wild.
they even mentioned the
Yeah.
Rog Ally on there. You know.
Yeah,
like,
there,
damn.
I saw a lot of developers actually talking about the Rog Ally and saying
Mhm.
that they're super excited to, get working on that. We'll talk about it. We'll talk.
I think it's
I wanna
more
get-
like for the devs. I think it's more than just like the ROG Ally itself. I think it's the fact that they are making those PC handhelds
Correct.
more functional for games, like and built around
Yeah.
gaming, so that any of those future devices that's not a Steam Deck, right, is also
botting,
now.
I don't
Am
know
I?
if it's just me.
No, I was laughing.
I don't know if it
could
was just
tell.
me.
Yeah, it's for a
So-
second.
Yeah,
It
I
was just for a
think
second.
it's back. Yeah, but yeah, any of those
Okay,
PC handhelds that were like, launching into Windows first, and you kind of had, like, because other than that, there's just a Steam Deck. So like, if it's a PC based, like the devs can just make the PC version of the game now, right? And
Right,
do
right.
some of the compatibility stuff for the handheld that Xbox is talking about for the streamlining and stuff, and then it's good to go. I actually think it's going to make more games Xbox Play Anywhere, because I think that PC handheld market, I think that those devs are going to want to take advantage of that. And I think just
I hope so.
having that option there makes it more feasible and willing for those devs, because of the marketing, cross marketing between Xbox and that device and other PC devices that will come as well. So we'll see, man. But yeah, good news and feedback seems like so far from people on that.
Yeah, absolutely, 1000%. The beautiful Miss Caitlin has joined us in the chat.
Ooh.
I have not had a chance, Caitlin, to tell you again. Fantastic work on the thumbnails. Chef's kiss, my dear, and thank you as always for all the stuff that you do to help Fun Speculation Network. Go, Caitlin, appreciate you.
Pong said
Especially
good work
keeping
on
this
the
man in line.
thumbnails.
Yeah, she's probably not listening anymore, but that's fine.
Yeah, she said thanks.
She goes back and listens to every single show like 2 or 3 times. I know she does.
No, she
No.
does.
Fuzzy Tomato, not Fuzzy Belvedere. I don't know if Fuzzy is going to join us tonight. He may. He is gone Hollywood. So we will see if Fuzzy ever joins us again. He might be too big time for us at this point. But we'll see if Fuzzy comes on through. But Fuzzy Tomato is here. Thank you, Fuzzy, for always being here. He says, I already have like 25 hours in Madden. Holy shit, you sports guys, man. It's
Damn.
been a minute since I tried to put in that kind of time. Yo, Poison Medic, of course, is in the house. What's going on, Poison? Appreciate you, brother, so much for being here and all that you do in the chat. We got the Nathan Hardman. What's going on, Nathan? It's Friday afternoon. That's right, sir. It's Friday, or it's Thursday evening here for me, but it's Friday where you are, so congratulations. One more day for us. Great to see you, though, Nathan. Appreciate you swinging on through. We got the Black Card A in the house. Is going on, Black Card A. Always great to see you, brother, swinging on through here too as well. We got the Masshole 1977. I'm sure Masshole at some point in this chat said "Sup nerds." Sup to
Yeah, he
you,
said it at the
nerd.
beginning.
Did he? Perfect.
Mhm.
Always. I can count on Masshole always coming through with one of my favorite words. Wear that badge with pride, man. I do. So nerd it is. And that's as far back as I can go. Let's see if I missed anybody down below that popped in later. Ray Oid, of course, is dropping in here. What's going on, Ray? Thank you, sir. We got T Gan in the house. What's going on? He says, too many fuzzies and crispies in our community. There is a few. You're right. There is a few. The Sly Crow. What's going on, Sly Crow? Always awesome to see you dropping through, brother. Alvin, what's going on, Alvin? He says, I think I'm going to buy Sea and the Sword. Need some small palate cleansers before Border Goat 4. Oh. You're gonna. Well, I can't.
Border Goat.
Yeah, I
for-
can't. I can't blame you, Alvin.
Borderlands.
You know,
Yeah.
Alvin, you've heard my story, so you're with us on every Saturday. You're with us on every show. So Alvin's already heard this story. Obviously, I'm not supporting Borderlands 4 this time around. I will wait till it's on sale. Randy ruined that. I used to defend Randy. I'm done. I don't know if you guys heard too, by the way. Randy came out and quintupled down on his statement. He
Oh,
said
really?
that if
Again?
Borderlands costed 5 times the amount that it currently does, it'd be worth it.
So he got a lot of faith.
Bro, I don't know what's
He's got a
Randy.
lot of faith.
It might be time
Now,
to put down.
It
the
is
powder, bro.
only
It might be
69.
time.
It is $69.99 though, right?
Yeah.
It is not.
Yeah,
it's
but he's
not-
saying,
yeah,
but he's saying
yeah.
it's $350. It'd be worth it.
Yeah.
Bro, again, put down the powder, Randy. Step away from the bag, bro. Step away from the mirror,
The
bro.
inflation has caused his powder to go up. You know, he needs that extra money.
But I do hear you, Alvin. Had he not made his dumb statements, I'd be right next to you, and I think it's going to be a great game. But I will be purchasing it on sale.
I get that. I can be petty about statements before. That's the way I am with Black Myth.
Yeah, no, that's fine. That's totally,
Yeah.
totally, I get it. Ice Cold, what's going on, Ice Cold? He said, did Xbox say anything new about the console? Did not watch Gamescom. Not really. They hinted at stuff that's coming. Because obviously they're talking about the Rog Ally X, and the Rog Ally X is basically a test ground for a lot of shit. They did talk about extensively. I saw the bearded one, Jason Ronald, talking about the amount of dedicated silicon they're going to have for AI, and that includes the Rog Ally X has its own new dedicated silicon. So, like I've been saying for about year and a half, 2 years now on these shows, since I started talking about AI and what Microsoft was going to do. Yeah, I think the new console is going to have a whole lot of AI dedicated silicon that the devs are going to find creative freaking ways. At least I hope, not outside of the dev work that they're going to obviously allocate to AI, but actual in-game usage. So yeah, I think they're starting to hint at a lot of this stuff, and we'll hear more down the road. And I don't know if you guys heard too, leaks are going around. Steam is hopping back in the console market, everybody. So that's going to be interesting as well. Yeah,
Who could have predicted that? That's interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, shout out to Brandon Martin also, who just hit us
Yep.
with a $5 super chat.
Choo choo, motherfuckers. Don't talk. You're going to ruin your voice. I need you later.
Okay.
Brandon Martin with the $5. That's right. The $5 super chat. It says, hey guys, I'm excited for Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection, and Delta Force is a new addiction for me. Already have 33 hours. Yo, I got to try out some Delta Force.
Nice.
It is free to play. I do want to buy the campaign for sure. I'm excited. But Brandon Martin, choo-choo, motherfucker, thank you for swinging through with that $5 super chat. Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection, I'll eventually pick it up down the road and go back and fool around with the older ones again. But it is dope. A lot of Mortal Kombat fans are really happy about that.
I
So,
like
thank you, Brandon
the
Martin.
extra stuff they're doing with that. You know, like paying not just like, hey, this is just a remaster of a bunch of old games, but like going in and really relishing in the history of everything. Like, if you're doing that, I think that's the right thing to do on a collection like that.
Yes. Yeah, treat it with respect. Right?
Yep,
Treat that
absolutely.
collection with respect. Absolutely. Razor Ultron swinging on through. What's going on, Razor Ultron? Thank you, brother. Appreciate you for dropping in here as well. And the one and only Mr. Boomstick is in the house. I see Double Barrel Gaming dropping in below. What's going on? Boom. Great to have you on a Thursday night. All right, everybody. Well, here we go. Let's kick off the show. Let's get into something. What do we want to swing to? Let's just swing into probably what a lot of people thought was going to be the biggest show of the week. And of course, that is Gamescom opening night live with the one and only everybody, especially in this chat's favorite, Jeff Keighley, right? I am sure that most people thought he was going to have a really big show for Gamescom, because there has been a lot of games and announcements made here. No doubt about it, right? But let's just get right into this. Gamescom. Mav, you still got that poll, or did you end the poll?
It is still up. I feel like maybe
It is
it's
still up.
relevant
Okay.
to have up during this conversation.
It is
So,
perfect. It's perfect that you had it up. So real quick, before we jump into any specifics, real quick, let's just talk about the show in totality. Okay, let's start backwards here before we get into the individual games. So let's get the let's get the potentially bad shit out of the way here. I'm gonna go around the room here. Jasper, I haven't heard your voice in a little bit, sir. So I'm gonna start with you, Jaspy.
Okay.
Did you watch the show at all? Any parts of it? You said you skipped
Kind
through
of. I kind of just skipped through it. I put the show on, and then I just kind of skipped to whenever a new game would pop up on the screen.
Okay.
I didn't listen to him do all his speeches and
Yeah,
shit.
yeah. From doing that, from that point of view, from skipping around, from just looking at, like, from the amount of times you stop to actually watch anything interesting or whatever the case may be, do you have kind of a grade for the show? What would you grade it to?
Yeah.
fast forward?
For me, it was definitely one of the lower shows of the year. I'd put it like upper D, lower C. Just because there wasn't much there that really appealed to me. There was like one or two games I was like, oh, that's cool. I forgot. I think it was Lords of Fallen 2. That looked cool, but it's a Soulsy kind of game. I'm not super into Souls. I'm like, that looks really cool, but again, it's not my kind of game. So it's like, eh.
Got you.
So that's kind of where I'm at.
It's fair enough. Again, I think that's where a lot. I think the last time I looked at our poll map, it was mostly C's, right? Are we still leading C's?
Yeah.
Yeah. Steel Rain, brother. I don't know if you watched the full show, or if you just watched it. Okay, perfect. So you got the whole top to bottom. How did Mr. Keeley do for Gamescom opening night? Did this get you excited for the rest of the week? Did this start off with a bang and fireworks? Where you at?
I thought it was a 7.5.
Okay, 7.5. Ooh, a little bit higher.
I mean, I didn't think it was bad. I didn't think it was bad. I didn't think it was terrible.
Okay. You didn't think it was
bad? I thought it was decent.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought it was decently paced. I mean, again, if you're just going based off of, hey, we've seen a lot of these things before, I can understand that, but a lot of it was like, we were given new looks on Ninja Gaiden and stuff like that. Just giving an overall look without getting into anything specific. I thought it was decently paced. I mean, talking about the games, not too much in between.
Okay,
at least
fair. Hey, that's fair, bro. That's fair. I mean, again, just a little higher than I was expecting, to be honest with you. So, hey, I like it. I like the optimism, Steel. I like the optimism. So, Steel Rain said that Jeff Keighley hit a home run out of the park, and no other show is ever going to be able to top this one ever in history. No. That's where Steel's at for Gamescom opening night live, everybody. That's a Steel 7.5. It's actually a 20 for everybody else.
Stuff out of it, not that much. Not that much.
The one only Mav. If you can get your voice collected here to just kind of stutter out a grade, that'd be greatly appreciated, sir. What'd you think of Mr. Keeley's opening night live? What are you feeling here, brother?
It was a C.
I didn't mean to actually stutter.
Oh, stutter. Okay, don't want me to actually
stutter. Did I stutter, motherfucker? Go.
No, I think I mean it was they had some big games there, a lot of the games that we'd already seen and stuff. That the thing is, on like a show like this, the games I was most excited about, we've already seen many times and numerous times. So the games that were kind of revealed, I wasn't as excited about. So for me, like, really what makes these shows amazing is when like new game reveals happen on something that I get pumped about, right? So I could definitely see how fans of certain kinds of games would have watched this show and be like, this was a hell of a show. This was like a B or an A, right? Like if you're a Black Myth Wukong fan, right? And you got a brand new Black Myth game at the end there, that would have been a huge moment, right? They had looks at like Ghosts of Yote, which, I've already seen numerous times. Like that's one that I'm excited about. Like I saw Ninja Gaiden 4 show up, Outer Worlds 2, like those are the ones I've already been excited about, seen numerous times already, So besides that, there wasn't like a lot of new things that was like, oh yeah, this is really cool, So, but I could see definitely people that are fans of those games be really jazzed about what they saw at the show. So for me, it's like a C, just because of personal taste, not because of lack of games. I thought overall, like the cadence was good. I thought the amount of games that he had at the show was good. I thought the runtime was a little long, but it was pretty good. Not too bad. I think overall, just as a watchable thing, it was fine, especially for like a Gamescom, right? I think that, the Game Awards are the premier show for him. And then around E3 time, the things that they do around that time as well are going to just kind of be the bigger things, right? So Summer Game Fest, obviously. So this being kind of falling in the middle, right, is a really good show for what it was. I was, expectation-wise, I thought it kind of fell within that. But if there was like more new game announcements that I'm personally pumped for, it could have elevated it for sure.
Sure, I get that. It's fair. It's a fair assessment. Yeah, for me, I did, like I said, this is the one show I did watch. Now I haven't gone back and rewatched it. I was watching it at work while it was live. So again, I was in and out, obviously doing work. But I was trying to catch as much of it as possible, and I had it in my ear the entire time. So got the whole show for the most part. I got, and you guys know, for me, it's everything's in a black hole. I look at all these shows individually. I don't compare them to anything else. This is the first time in a long time. I usually come out of these shows pretty positive because I usually see a good amount of games that I'm excited for. This is the first show where I've been disappointed. I was very disappointed.
Okay.
I thought Keighley took a step back. Again, take the personal shit about Keighley. I'm not a Keighley fan. Okay. But again, I do say he's a net positive for the industry overall. Okay. But I'm not a Keighley fan in any way, shape, or form. But I've said that Keighley has learned over the past 3 years, especially. It seemed like he was growing each show and doing a little bit better and a little bit better. I actually didn't like the pacing of this show at all. I thought it was broken up way too much. I thought maybe it was because of the announcements, because there was so many updates to games. Maybe that's why, to me, it felt the pacing was a little bit off. But I really, the breaks, and I found it to not be exciting at all. I don't think he kept the energy level consistent. And again, you're never going to do it for an entire show. I don't expect an entire show to be that way. But just taking this show for itself, this was a disappointing show to me. I still came out with some games that I'm certainly interested in. I actually, we're not even really talking about like the pre-show, which I had to catch kind of afterwards, and I really didn't get a good look at that. The pre-show, I actually had a couple games in there like He-Man that I was very interested in, which looked dope. But yeah, just overall for me, this is the first show in a long time that I haven't come out going, hey, you know what? Pretty damn good show. I would give this a C-, teetering on a D+ for me. And that's pretty rare. If you guys have listened to me raid shows, I just was not impressed at all. From what I've seen, and again, I have not watched the Future Game Show, but just from the lineup and from the stuff that I've seen, the clips I've seen, Future Game Show rocked Keighley's world. And I think that's a rare feat in a lot of instances, but I will have to watch a Future Game Show and I might revise that statement. But yeah, for me, C-, D+ show. I thought he would come with more. I understand it's not his big show, Mav. I do get that, and your point is well taken between Summer Games Fest and the Game Awards. But Gamescom's pretty freaking huge, man, now, right? And especially with this industry and how many games are out there, I was kind of shocked that he didn't have more explosive type announcements, or at least more newer AA, smaller, because again, he praises that side of things, and a lot of times he will come through with the unknown games from the unknown studios, and there just wasn't a whole lot of that in this show to fill in some of the gaps that I was looking for. But anyways,
there was that,
again, it's all personal.
The Warhammer game.
Yes,
that was pretty cool for us.
Well, and for a lot of people, Lego Batman was here too, right? So that was okay.
Which is looking pretty dope, I'll say.
Let's get into it.
Than I thought.
Let's get into it. Let's go back around, and just let's grab a couple of games from each person here that really caught your attention or that kind of stood out at the show. I don't care if they're updates to other games. I'm not looking for anything brand new. But anyways, Steel, let's go back to you here, brother. What are the couple of games that kind of set your bar at 7.5? What do you think really got you going?
I'll stick with some of the newer ones. Void Breaker was one of the main ones. Mainly because coming off of Doom: The Dark Ages, right? It kind of put me back in that zone of playing something that's a little bit more aggressive, visceral, kind of all over the place. It's a roguelike game as well. The game is in Game Pass as well. Released that same day. And it actually, what I saw from that trailer, actually got me to download it that instant and want to go check it out.
PC Game Pass, right?
I thought it was in Game Pass overall, but it might just be PC.
I think it's PC.
I hadn't looked. I hadn't looked on the box.
Yeah. I think. Sorry.
But it came into, if it's PC Game Pass, either way, it dropped into Game Pass. Either way, it allowed me to download it. I was impressed by that. And just looking at the gameplay and stuff, it's in early access as well. So I do want to try it out, but I haven't jumped into it yet. But that was a stand. I was like, damn, that's kind of a good looking game. Kind of interested me. So that'll be one. I definitely want to give a nod to Lego Batman. I just wasn't expecting to be interested in a Lego game, right?
Sure.
The last Lego game that I got was a Star Wars game that most recently came out, which had like all the collective and everything, and I only played that for a little bit. But after Gotham Knights, after Suicide Squad, and seeing Lego understanding what people were wanting from the IP, it's just really funny to me. And
the dance deal, we got the dance
especially
there.
the dance, especially that, and the fact. And what makes it more creative is because it's Lego, they can have fun with it. And it feels like from all the gameplay that I continue to see that they did have fun with it, right?
Yeah.
Knowing that they can go more through the rogue gallery than even an Arkham Knight could or any of the Arkham games could because it is Lego and how they typically stage things.
Right.
What they did with the Batmobiles and everything, just the versatility in that, the cosmetics that they're going to have in there, the way you can glide around the city. It looked alive for a Lego game, right? That's the other thing too, which they're pretty decent at doing that as well. But it just was more impressive than I was expecting. I was like, damn, I actually kind of am interested in this one. I don't know. I think the one that really kind of set the stage for me for sure was Swords of Legends. I didn't hear about this of any other time, right? It seems to be a more action-oriented game, right? Another one that supposedly, at least from what I could tell, is coming out of the East again. We continue to speak towards that. So that would be the three that I would kind of, I'll keep it at that. That would be the three that kind of stuck on my radar. I will give another nod to a game in its first iteration, not talking about the previous one. I think it came out in 2014, but that Lords of the Fallen 2 trailer, I think they finally are like, they caught some traction because, or have learned their lessons or whichever the case. Again, I'm kind of weary just because of the issues that I've had, even with the current Lords of the Fallen, whether it be frame drops and connection issues in co-op. And again, that's even after coming back to the game when they did their big, massive update. Me and my brother still had issues in co-op. Of course, it does play better, but we still were running into issues and stuff like that. But nonetheless, it showed really well. So that's another one I'll give a nod to. But yeah, those would be ones I'll throw up there.
Perfect, brother. I hear you on Lego Batman. It's not for me though. Again, I am Legoed out. I'm Legoed out. Like, but I understand why the Batman fans took notice, and I understand why, of course, a lot of people who've been waiting for, a new Batman game to come out from Rocksteady and didn't get it, and got what a lot of people.
And I'm even on the opposite end of that, right?
Yeah, I know you're on the opposite end. I know. I'm just saying why everybody else kind of blew up, and people were like,
"No, that's a fact."
I wasn't expecting Lego Batman to be like stealing the show, but it's still the show. I saw a lot of comments like that from people, and I get it. I get it. So it is a good shout out, Jaspy. You were fast forwarding through all this shit, and you were just selecting ones that look cool. I think I probably know where you're going to go with this a little bit, but Jaspy, give me the rundown. When you were fast forwarding through, skipping all Keely's bullshit, and you were just looking at fast moving pictures, and you were like, oh shit, that looks cool. Which ones did you stop on, brother? Which ones did you stop on?
So I had to stop on Call of Duty, but that looks terrible, so I'm just going to skip over that. It looks like Black Ops 4 all over again. The campaign just looks terrible to me.
Jasper, the fact that you said that, and what's ironic to me is just because I saw people because the whole Battlefield 6 versus COD conversation's going again, but except way more toxic. But I saw that conversation going, and I saw people getting excited for it. I was like, guys, we've gotten a version of this already. Like, this isn't nothing new. Oh, we can bounce off of walls and we can do this, and it's like, this isn't necessarily new. Like, where were you in the last decade? But anyway.
Yeah. So I finished watching that, and I kept skipping through. Yeah, I'm kind of Legoed out too. I've played a lot of Lego games growing up, and so I'm just like, I just don't know if I can do them anymore. So I understand that people are excited because I used to love them too. Right. But the two that really stopped me and made me kind of watch the show was Cinder City. It's like an MMO, kind of like Division-y kind of looking futuristic game. I do have questions on that just because it is an MMO style game, like if it's going to last or how it's going to actually play out and be smooth and stuff, just because a lot of MMOs can sometimes be a little janky, especially shooters. And then Project Spectrum. That one, it's a horror game, so a lot of horror fans that can't play horror games are probably gonna be like, I don't know about that. But it kind of gave me those fear vibes and stuff from back in the day. So really looking to see more on that. And I think that's probably about it. I mean, there was one anime game that looked kind of cool for a second, but it's probably a gacha game, so I didn't really look into it.
No, was it Arc Knight's Enfield?
Maybe I don't know.
Either that, is it a shooter or is
it's got base building in it.
Yeah, it was like a shooter.
Okay, that
the
might be
shooter
other
was
one.
Fate Trigger.
Yes.
And that's not a gacha game. It's a battle royale.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it's a battle royale. Okay, okay, even worse. Okay, anyways.
Yeah.
All right, Jed. Hey, I like it. You actually went in a little different direction than I thought you were going to, but yeah, Cinder City for me definitely was on my list, bro. So great shout out there. That one is looking cool. Like I said, got to see more, obviously, but just the aesthetic and the look of that game. Hell yeah, that caught my attention right away. I was like, oh shit, okay, this is cool. All right, Jesse. Cool. Thank you, sir. Mav, what did you watch outside of Keely's shoes and his tight pants? What else were you looking at, brother, during the show?
Those held my attention. Before I give my mentions, Brandon Martin hit us up with the $2 super chat earlier.
Oh,
but because my voice is so bad, I just can't bear to read this.
I'll take it for you. I'll take it for you, Mav. I've got it. Okay. I don't want you to ruin your voice here. Sorry, Brandon Martin.
Yeah, sorry. It's just
you picked the wrong night to do this.
He's
gonna pull the sicky card, so I better do this. Otherwise, I'm gonna lose him for the show. Turn off his camera, and he'll say that he fainted, and then we won't have him for the rest of the show. So I need to keep him okay. So Brandon Martin, $2 super chat, choo motherfucker. He says, "I forgot, Mav. Go Birds. See ya in 2 weeks."
Damn.
That's right. Go Birds. Fly Eagles. Fly, Mav. Fly Eagles. Fly. I'm even adding to this because you can't do it.
I didn't know Brandon Martin was a Falcons fan. Go. Oh, that's a bird.
I know who he is. I know. Yeah. Okay. So the Seahawks, but I know who Brandon.
Yeah.
Martin
Maybe he is
a
Seahawks fan.
Fly Eagles, fly.
I'll tolerate it.
Fly.
Falcons, Seahawks. Yeah. Go Seahawks. Go Falcons.
Cardinals.
Yeah. They have a history. They used to be in the NFC East.
They do have a history. You're right.
But yeah. So yeah. Shout out to you, Brandon. Appreciate you. Yeah.
Fly Eagles, fly.
All right. So
go.
Yeah, Warhammer Dawn of War 4. It looks like such classic RTS brought back, on a grand scale, big budget, like for that genre, right? Like,
yes, sir.
So that stood out to me for sure. The He-Man game pre-show stood out, also, like you mentioned, Pong.
Yep.
The Lego Batman, it didn't necessarily stand out at the time, but the more I've seen people posting about it and revealing some things about it, has been kind of what stood out afterwards to me. Like, it looks like it could be pretty cool. I saw Cyber Gunter in the chat mentioning Toxic Commando. I saw a lot of hype about that
on my list.
For some reason, that one just didn't jive with me.
Oh my god!
Yeah, I don't know. I saw it and I just thought like it looked like all the other generic like PvE co-op.
No, it had something, Mav. You got to go back and watch it again. It had something.
Maybe I'll be proven wrong when the game comes out, but yeah, it just didn't. I don't know. It didn't spark for me. And usually games like that do, but this one just didn't. I don't know. Maybe I didn't know if I didn't like the characters or what.
That's fine.
Let's see what there was. I mean, Indiana Jones. I thought the expansion,
the DLC.
Yeah, War of the Giants looked pretty interesting. It looked like more Indiana Jones, right? Ninja Gaiden 4 trailer looked good. There was just kind of like a lot of the games I'm already excited about, and I've seen numerous times. I just saw some new stuff for them. The Companions trailer for Outer Worlds 2, I thought people kind of dismissed it, but I actually kind of liked that trailer. Other than that, yeah, nothing really like the big games that they had there didn't really jump out for me, So, yeah, it just felt a little flat, but overall, those are the ones that looked the best, I think.
Yeah, no, and I appreciate it. Because again, there's a couple of there. Obviously, for me, again, I already mentioned the He-Man looks great. The animation looks fantastic. I love He-Man, so I thought that looked really dope. As far as a classic style brawler goes, like again, I'm not expecting the world. It's just the animation, the colors popping off the screen, like that's what I want to see. It looked awesome. Toxic Commando for me did hit. Toxic Commando is looking fantastic. Now, again, I thought that Back 4 Blood was going to be great. It wound up not being great for most people. It wound up being actually mediocre or sub-mediocre. Now, I've gone back and started playing it again solo with the AI, and I'm actually having a good time with it. But Toxic Commando, I think, looks better than what Back 4 Blood did. It looks like it's a combination of World War Z and Left 4 Dead. So they are taking the what looks like to be massive amounts of hordes from World War Z and kind of implementing also levels that are more Left 4 Dead style, or that kind of. I just think it looks really good. The characters did jive with me too. The weapon play.
It's made
really
by
good.
Saber, who made World War Z. So.
Correct, sir. I was just going to bring that up, and that engine, I think they're using the World War Z engine, which is super dope. Obviously, we've seen it.
We had some fun with
World War Z and Space Marine 2. The hordes that they can put on screen at the same time are stupid, right? The amount of enemies they can have is ridiculous. So Toxic Commando was a standout for me. Cinder City, as I already mentioned when Jasper brought it up, was another standout for me. Under the radar one that a lot of people have a problems with for various reasons, but Zero Paredes, I think is called. This is made from the studio that made Disco Elysium. However, why people hate this is because basically the entire staff that made Disco Elysium was fired from the studio, and they've all been replaced. This was a big deal about, I think, a year and a half ago now at this point. But they're coming out with a new game in the same style as Disco Elysium. It sucks what happened to the devs of Disco Elysium. There was a lot of internal strife. There was a lot of bullshit going on within the studio. Again, he said, she said, a lot of it. So I don't know the full story. Obviously, I don't think anybody does. But for me, I'm just looking at the game itself. And the game that they're trying to do, the new setting that they're trying to do, if they can pull off anything like Disco Elysium as far as like the narrative goes, the character development, the choosing and consequences on like basically like almost every decision is going to alter your gameplay. Like if they can pull that off with this game, I'm in. I think this looks really cool. I love the setting to this game, so I can't wait for that. Obviously, Matt brought up Dawn at War 4. You knew that was on my list. Listen, what they've done to upgrade Dawn at War for the current, and a lot of people didn't think this game was ever going to happen, and it did, but they've added a lot, and they've brought back all the base building and then some, according to people who have done the interviews. I think PC Gamer, I don't like them, but they did an interview with the devs and they wrote an article about base building is like going to be massive. Mav and I can play RTSs that don't have base building, but Mav and I are both fans of base building, and they said it's going to be highly important. So Dawn of War 4 looks freaking fantastic. I also had Project Spectrum down, as Jasper mentioned. And kind of a surprise, although they're shooting themselves in the foot, was seeing Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2 come out with a release date, October 21st. People didn't even think this game was going to be finished yet. But now they're locking away some of the, not classes, but some of the factions behind DLC. They're going to shoot themselves in the foot with this freaking game. They really are. The fan base is outraged, but it was nice to see it there because a lot of people have been waiting on that game. Yeah, Europa 5, by the way, Europa 5 for you massive strategy fans out there. Someday, I've said this before, someday you may see me when I'm like 70 and don't care about action games anymore. I might just have a whole strategy channel, bro, where all I'm doing is 8 to 12 hours a day playing massive strategy games, because seriously, bro, I wanted to learn this shit. Europa 5 is mind freaking blowing. Like all of them are already, like the DLC, everything. Like I picked up Victoria 3, which is one of these massive strategy games. I played it for 1 hour one night just to see. I learned how to look at some of my trading, and that's about all I learned in an hour, was to be able to look at a couple of my commodities that my country was producing at the time. Like, that's it. Like, these are stupid, but Europa 5 looks dope. But yeah, otherwise that was it. Like a Void Breaker Steel brought up. I'm really interested in that as well. I'm going to download that on Game Pass. again, just overall, just wasn't a ton here, but there was some cool Arknight's Enfield too. I got to bring that one up. The anime that I brought up, that looks interesting. That
It has base
Arknight's,
building in it.
it has base building in it. Steel, like
resource, man. Yep.
yeah, the combination.
I think y'all will like it. It has
Arknights has been around for a while too, and it's going to have open
Mhm.
world exploration to it. So Arknight's Enfield is on my list.
and
watch
tower
list as well.
defense in it. Yep.
Yes.
So, like,
Yeah,
what
kind of a mix.
genre would you consider this game?
It's an action game.
It's an action game. Yeah,
It's an action
yeah.
game. It's an action game that is because the game before the gotcha version of it is essentially a tower defense game.
Sure.
Essentially.
Yes.
With some there's another game that another style of game that I could throw in there. I haven't played it myself. I've only heard people talk about it. This version of it that they're creating is them trying to branch out to get a different audience, right? Outside of the mobile gamer. And they're kind of like following behind the games like Genshin, Wuthering Waves, and stuff like that. Except they have the additional mechanic. Like most people who are into gacha games say that Arknights is one of the better ones, just for the viability, what you could do as a free-to-play player, all that good stuff. But not only are you going to have the action in here, open world action gameplay, but you also have the resource management where you saw them kind of like passing a field of whatever plants, whatever was being mined or whatever the case, along with tower defense where you can literally call down towers or build towers, and then there's waves of enemies that you'll fight and you upgrade the towers and stuff like that. So it's combining some different things, but it's an action game overall.
Yeah, it looks so cool. I just want to see it, and I got to see how all those pieces fit together, right, in the total game.
Yeah,
It
100%.
looks dope.
Real quick,
since we all kind of
I wanted to ask, like, in general,
Yeah.
like the Call of Duty reveal, how did it hit for
Oh,
everybody?
okay. Yeah, we can go there. We can go there. We
Just
can go there.
because, like, it was a
Fine.
part of the opening night live show, right?
I think Jasper, you want to reiterate how you felt about the Call of Duty?
Yeah, it reminded me of the Black Ops 3 campaign where it just went down like a magical, mystical like route and shit, and then it just became so uninteresting and so un-Call of Duty like that. To me, it's the worst Call of Duty campaign ever made. And throughout that entire trailer where you're seeing like the world upside down and like other dimensions and shit, I'm just like, so we're going back down this route where everyone hated the campaign. Got it. Okay. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there's some cool twist to it, and I'll play it. I'll try it out. But to me, it just made me immediately disinterested in the campaign.
Yeah, fair enough. Steel?
What Call of Duty are we at right now? We're playing Black Ops 6, right?
Yeah.
After playing the campaign for Black Ops 6, and seeing the direction they've taken this campaign, although I beat the campaign for Black Ops 6, I thought it was decent. I just don't like the angle of you going towards this whole zombie shit. The zombie, supernatural, whatever is happening in Call of Duty. I thought Black Ops was supposed to be more about the espionage and, again, Black Ops, not this, now we need to become Resident Evil for some reason. And you have all these underlying things going
X-Files.
on. And it's just, or X-Files even. Yeah, even throwing that in there. Like, bro, I liked Mason back in the day. I don't care for Mason right now. I could literally give a fuck less. So, I mean, I do, and I can appreciate them adding 4-player co-op to it, which is somewhat appealing, right?
I just like how they announced that. It was like, it's a new feature. Like, bro, you did that back for World at War. You did that fucking 15 years ago.
and that was what I pulled. That was the biggest thing that I pulled away from it, because afterwards I saw people like hyping it up, or there was a lot more people like they don't know, kind of indifferent about it. But it was just like, I don't get why people feel like we're seeing something new here, or why we're treating this like, oh yeah, this is the right move. And it's like, we've tread these waters already. Why are we doing it again? But again, having the 4-player co-op, being able to play with friends and everything, them expanding it out, and leaning into what the PvE player likes out of COD. Cool, man. End game. Wow. Taking what me and Pong played in the zombies mode a couple Call of Duties ago, that open world aesthetic of it, and just kind of flushing that out. That's cool. But yeah, it just further convinced me I'm just gonna skip COD this year. I'm cool. Even with it being a Game Pass.
No, yeah, I understand that. I guess I'll go since Mav asked the question, and then we'll get Mav to wrap it up. But for me, it's fine. It's Call of Duty again. I'm super hyped for Battlefield right now, so it's a little bit different tone this year because I do have Battlefield right around the corner as well. But am I going to say I'm not going to try Call of Duty just because it's no? I mean, again, it looked like I don't go into any Call of Duty campaign like expecting it to be like this great monumental moment, right? I know some people do, and some people have felt that way. Like I like I like World War II. I thought they did a great job with that campaign, but I am biased towards World War II, right? I like that one. I really enjoyed it. I thought they did a nice job. But for the most part, I never go in going, holy shit, I'm just gonna have this AAA campaign experience is gonna blow my mind. No, I'm gonna play it for what it is. It's fun as shit. And like Steele said, with the co-op and that kind of shit, that's always dope if we can get together and actually do something. If the Fun Spec fam can get together and run through it and have some fun with it, hey man, I'm always down for that shit. That makes every game better. I didn't think it was. I looked at the craziness and I go, okay, that's what they're gonna go with. Okay, that's cool. I saw the giant, trying to smash him, giant self or whatever the hell it was. I was like, okay, all right, cool. It's fine. It's fine. I liked some of the weird shit in Black Ops 6. I didn't mind it so much. And I'm not zombied out, so I don't have a problem with zombie. So I'll play this one. I just it didn't hype me though. It didn't go, oh my god. You know what? I'm gonna chill out on Battlefield 6 and I can't wait for Call it. No. It's gonna be secondary. I will download it. It's in Game Pass. I'm gonna download it and I'm gonna play it. Mav, go ahead, wrap up, brother, since you brought this up.
Well, quick shout out to Ice Cold. It says, can't judge the game before you play it. Sick of people doing the circle jerk hate for COD after Xbox owns it.
Yeah, no.
So
look,
you're talking about
conversation as well.
Yeah,
there's
people
always been
did
hate
that
for
for
COD,
Infinite
though.
Warfare when.
Yeah, there's been hate for COD forever. It's been around forever.
But like in general, I think it's speaking about because we're talking negatively about this COD before it comes out. Like you're talking about to 4 people who have been talking and playing COD ever since this channel started, way before there's even a thought about Xbox owning it, and then after Xbox owned it, all you hear is excitement about Xbox owning Call of Duty and hype for the last few games. We're just simply giving impressions on the fucking reveal of this Call of Duty. I'm sorry if you can't personally fucking handle it, but Jesus, like people, come on,
just a campaign, bro.
Like we're just talking about the fucking campaign reveal trailer and how our impressions are about personal feelings of excitement about it. We ain't circle jerking about it. I could just
as easily turn around and say, okay, then why are you circle jerking yourself and saying that nobody else can talk about the game negatively? Why are you so much in a bubble that you would rather fuck yourself in the ass and say, oh, this is the greatest shit that I've ever experienced, and Call of Duty will always be great no matter what, and because Xbox owns it, it's even better now. Yeah. It's like, dog, like let's not like take in what has happened over the last fucking 20 years.
Yeah.
Man, I love Call of Duty. Like Call of Duty is
going to dominate the sales charts.
Call of Duty is one of my favorite franchises. Although my personal taste, my least favorite Call of Duties have been the more futuristic ones, right? So when they go like with that direction, it just kind of makes me check out. I don't like when they did like Modern Warfare 2 to Modern Warfare 3 the following year. I don't like that they're doing Black Ops 6 to Black Ops 7 the following year. Yeah, I think it's just a general mistake on their part to do that, because I think you could go with different spin-off type things and have like, even if you still call it Black Ops, it could be Black Ops something else or whatever. And then a few years later have Black Ops 7. I think that's the way to bring hype to the next mainline Black Ops game. Not having something like this that feels like a spin-off expansion. You get off-year Call of Duty is what I'll kind of call it, because it's seeming like right now they're going like every other year there's the big badass new COD, right? And then like we have like Modern Warfare 3 wasn't hitting it the same as Modern Warfare 2, right? Because the campaign felt like a mishmash of things, right? The multiplayer was still good, but like it was more of an evolution of just what Modern Warfare 2 already was, right? Now we're kind of getting Black Ops 7. Well, we just had Black Ops 6, you know? So I just personally, it doesn't sit as well with me that they're doing it that way. I think it would have been better if they did something else. But overall, bringing the futuristic stuff to it with that movement and all that kind of stuff is not my cup of tea. The Black Ops 6 movement I thought was amazing. How they changed the movement, the Omni movement, everything they did with that, like kind of changed the game.
Great.
Now they're going back to this other stuff, all the wall jumping and all that other shit or whatever, you know, and it's like cool, right? It's fine, you know, that not for me personally. That's not what I look for in a Call of Duty game, right? So, but there are a lot of people that those were some of their favorite Call of Duties. So for those people, I'm excited for them. I will play it just like I do every COD, except for Vanguard. Still haven't touched that fucking piece of shit.
I still want to play that campaign though, just for the hell of it. Once it drops in the game.
The campaign wasn't too bad actually. In that one.
Yeah, I'm waiting for it to hit Game Pass. I ain't paying for it.
Absolutely. Oh no, yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
where is that beta Xbox, was the worst thing I ever played. But yeah, I will have a good time with it. I'm sure play some multiplayer and move on from it pretty quick this time around. But we'll see. Who knows? Maybe get my hands on it and be like, oh my god, it's fucking amazing. I don't know. We'll see.
I'm sure that's what's gonna happen. Sure that's gonna happen. Yeah, no. I just don't see whatever. I wish they would just make these things expansions like we talked about. I wish they would give
especially
the main
this
line. Yeah. Or even the last one. I just wish they would done the expansion idea that we thought they were going to do all along before they switched it back to this yearly thing. If they just did expansions like this in between, it'd be great. Like, I just don't think this has to be a full launch, but whatever. It doesn't matter. It's going to come out. It's going to sell like hot pancakes. People are going to play the shit out of it. People are going to complain nonstop about it. They're still going to play the shit out of it. It is going to be what it is. The nice part is that we do have an alternative this year alongside of it in Battlefield 6. If you're looking for something different, if this Call of Duty is not, like Mav said, the movement that you want or whatever the case may be, you want to come back to a more traditional game, we're actually going to have a viable competitor, quote unquote competitor next to COD, and that's going to be Battlefield 6. From all that we've seen, right? It's going to be there. So you're going to have options this year, which is always great. So,
well, you want to see what the poll finished up at?
Yeah, go ahead. Give me the poll. Give me the poll.
The poll.
Pause.
Hey. We already did that earlier, sir.
Whoa.
How were the Gamescom Keeleys? C led the way with 42%. Followed up by B at 38%, D at 13%, and then A at 5%. So, it seems like middle ground, B's and C's mainly.
And Keeley's own poll with 47,000 votes was pretty evenly split. A, B's took 50.4%, and obviously C, D's was the rest of it at 48.6. So, or 49.6, excuse me. So very, very split. Right. Again, I think that's what we talked about. So, like you said, man, in the beginning was, some people are going to like this show, but some people definitely are going to like this show. So I think our chat kind of falls pretty close in line, maybe a little bit less, which is, probably par for the course with our chat. But
do you guys think a Civil War era or like historic, like, like revolvers, 6-shooters, like
they pulled it off in World War One.
Yeah, you think that could work for a COD?
For COD?
Yeah, for Call of Duty.
Like
a Wild West Call of Duty. Like as an off-year fun thing, man. It's something I always would try that about.
And then cool. the first DLC, they're gonna add a laser machine gun to it, where you play as fucking Teletubbies, and it'd be like, okay, well there goes the whole theme.
I mean, you could have like a kill streak as like a Gatling gun. You know what I mean? You could have like a mortar strike or something like that. Stuff.
It wouldn't work for Call of Duty.
Cannon, ball fire. No.
As far back as you can go is World War II. I just think once you get beyond that for Call of Duty's play style, I don't think you'll entertain anybody.
No.
I just don't.
Man.
No. I don't see it. Maybe there's a way they could do it.
Fast shooting 6-shooters.
But that's all. Yeah, how many different 6-shooters you gonna fucking have, right?
Get the old Springfield rifles.
Right, we can run down the Red Dead list of weapons, but that's pretty damn limited when you start looking at them, right? Okay. What are they gonna do? And then attachments, you got no attachments unless they're gonna go the bullshit route and say all of a sudden you got laser, got red dot on your revolver, right?
Previously,
which they did with Vanguard. And that was the complaint about Vanguard. Remember when they added the modernized attachments to the World War II weapons, right? Because Vanguard was supposedly an alternate World War II reality, right? People hated it. Vanguard's one of the worst rated ones. So
how about you, American Revolution? Like
all gonna stand in a line and shoot each other. Yeah, that'll work. Just have the
Let's
invisible
go.
wall where we all just
Yeah.
have to stand on the line and shoot. Yeah, that'd be great. That'd be a lot of fun.
Who has the best game?
No, I think for games like that, you have to have those
Yeah.
more realistic games, like Hell Let Loose. We just got the Vietnam. Like I think they could probably pull that off, just because it is
Oh,
a
yeah.
more realistic thing where you
I
walk
still
through
think
fields
Vietnam
and
is
communicate.
underused. I don't. We're far enough away from Vietnam now. We could start.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been done, but like, you guys have done World War II so many damn times. We've done Desert Storm and that.
Yeah, that's why I was trying to think of something different, because it was like either World War
Right.
II or there's modern or there's futuristic, pretty much. And it's
Vietnam is like Vietnam. I know what you're thinking, Mav. I just don't think. I mean, they'd be more likely to do a whole like futuristic shit, like go way beyond, right?
Mm-hmm.
That I think that would work better, or have a better shot than going back. That's all.
Razor Ultron says, I want to be part of the Young Guns regulators. He's damn right, bro. Yeah,
Well, that's what Red Dead Online was supposed to be, and then
let's have the Lincoln County War on fucking the video game.
Before we get off the keys, I did have one last question. I do have to run the bathroom here, but I'm going to ask this question. I want you guys to, because all of us name newer games, right? What out of the stuff that we already knew about that they updated here and showed us new trailers to, go around. We'll start with Steel. Just give me one or two that out of the ones that they kind of updated that caught your attention, that kind of stood out. I'll be right back.
Out of everything that was here, I think surface level. I mean, of course, I would easily say Ninja Gaiden 4. It just continues to look better and better. As an action fan, that's definitely something I'm extremely looking forward to. I, just to go further out on the limb, am going to say Seven Deadly Sins. I'm somebody that has not watched the anime for Seven Deadly Sins. And I've always heard up and down things about the animation quality as that anime kind of progressed over the years and how it hadn't been the greatest. I still don't know what kind of game it is, whether it's a gacha game or kind of more in line with like Grand Blue Fantasy Relink that came out, which was essentially their version of the gacha game, but more of a traditional game where you can unlock all the characters and everything. So if it's like that for an action game, I think there's a lot of fun to be had there with the team play. The combat looked really cool. The magic looked really over the top. And just knowing that Seven Deadly Sins does have a good story, that interested me enough to be like, okay, I saw this previously, but I wasn't as sold on it. But now it's like, okay, I want to get my hands on. So Seven Deadly Sins would probably be the main one I would pick.
I like it. Jaspy, out of the ones we knew about, which update caught your attention?
For me, it would probably be Chronos New Dawn, just because we got to see that again. It's kind of that Dead Spacey kind of vibe game. It looks like a futuristic diver, like going through like just random space shit, killing.
I don't like
Dead
his
Space
helmet,
characters.
but her helmet.
Yeah. So it'd probably be that.
No, it's a great one. It was. It's up there for mine because I'm trying to decide whether or not it is Dead Spacey enough that I can play it. Some of the weapons look great, but I like the grapple that he was using, or that whip thing that solved puzzles and open up shit, and the screen was flipping around. Like, I love that shit. So I'm trying to decide whether or not it's Dead Spacey enough that I can be able to make it. Maybe. Math. Which one for you, brother?
Ninja Gaiden. Yeah, I mean, just the gameplay looks so good. Yeah, it's just bringing back that old school action Ninja Gaiden style, full force, So, yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Cool.
Anytime I know a game's hitting Game Pass day and date, it raises my attention a little bit. Also, it's just like, hey, I know it's there, I know it'll be there, and it's like it takes a decision making away. So I start to pay a little bit more. Maybe it makes me pay a little bit more attention. I don't know, but yeah, that one is looking fantastic. And I think also like seeing it like off the heels of seeing a lot of the previews where press and media and people in the community had got chance to try it early and seeing how amount of praise that they were throwing at it, talking about like how amazing it was, and like I mean they were using a lot of really strong words with how good it played. So seeing that and then seeing the game again, it's like all those words were like ringing in my ears when I was watching the trailer and stuff, you know. So
Right.
I think that one kind of hit the hardest for me.
Cool. Perfect. Mine would be Outer Worlds 2. With the companion trailer, because it was good to see that I could ignore all the fucking companions again. So that was good for me, because I hate taking companions along, and I was just hoping and praying there wasn't a cool one. And once again, I think for me, this is a personal taste thing, 1000%. One of Obsidian's weakest spots since New Vegas, right, has been the companions that they've created for their games. And that includes Outer Worlds 1. Very few. It's just one of those things. This group didn't give me much, but what it did do is it showed me the different styles of gameplay, because basically what they do with their companions is they set them up like a character class,
Archetypes,
right? They
yeah,
set them up
okay.
the archetypes. Yeah, correct. Good word, man. They set up as archetypes, so you kind of get to see some of the gameplay styles that you are able to create your own character or form your own character around. So that always is why I watch these. And again, the game looks fantastic. Again, if you're Outer Worlds 1 fan, I think we're just getting so much more this time around. And if you watch today's footage where the devs were playing it, again, the gunplay to me stood out big time today. Like watching, I was like, holy shit, this does not look like an Obsidian game. Like this looks like, wow. It looks like they took what they took Bethesda did with Starfield in the gunplay. That's how good it was looking today. Now, do I have a controller in hand? No, I don't. But that's just the feeling that I got from it. So I was super impressed with that. But yeah, Outer Worlds 2 continues to look fantastic. It was great to see the companion trailer. I know there's probably a lot of people who love the companions. I looked at all of them and said, good. I could be on my own. I'm running this shit solo.
It's funny because every time I see Outer Worlds 2, I'm like, wow, looks so good. Like the jump from Outer Worlds 1 to Outer Worlds 2 looks enormous.
Yeah.
Like it looks like
focusing on the right stuff.
A giant leap as far as like just fidelity, graphics, like gameplay mechanics, like everything about it just screams like bigger and better in all the right ways. And it's like if you're a fan of the first game, it seems like everything you could hope for in a sequel. But like just the amount of like detail and stuff and like visuals and stuff, it looks so much better than the first game. Like you could tell like this had much larger budget and more time than the first game for sure. So yeah,
absolutely.
I'm looking,
and they're focusing on the RPG side of things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're focusing on the RPG side. They're focusing on the loot. They're focusing on the crafting. They're focusing on all the stuff that was obviously in the first one, but it was that Obsidian light style, much like I've talked about with Avowed. It's very light. It was lighter in Outer Worlds as well. I still enjoyed the shit out of that game, and it was a little bit deeper than even Avowed. But this one, they are taking it to the next level. And that's what I'm excited for. And the good thing is, before everybody gets all upset about me not hating all the companions, that's the other cool part about Obsidian. They understand us solo players who like to run solo, because you can actually get perks that actually, if you don't take anybody with you, you get bonuses, which is fucking cool as hell. So if you're a single player and you hate all the companions, you actually can get bonuses for running around and exploring by yourself, which I love. So Obsidian acknowledges those people like me and says, yeah, you guys go have fun. So yeah, Outer Worlds 2 was it for me.
Before say bonus game, Silent Hill F. Like I've never played a Silent Hill game, but just ever since Ghostwire Tokyo came out, I've been wanting more like kind of Japanese horror mythology stuff, and
cool shit.
I guess Silent Hill F is going to be like the next kind of closest game.
Yeah,
that kind of fits that. So
it looks good.
And the director today confirmed it's not Souls-like. Everybody kept saying Souls-like, and he came out today and said this is not a Souls-like game. So at all. So he did say that. But yeah, it does look good. It looks cool. Go ahead, man.
Mac 22TH54, member for 6 months, said F was not available. I could only hit D. So for the poll.
Okay.
Sorry, there's
Fair
only
enough.
4 options.
D, F, at that point really doesn't
Yeah.
matter. Like, honestly, I know in school you passed instead of failed, but really, was it that much better when you brought home the report card to your parents? Not really. It wasn't that good. So, anyways, we'll count it. We'll count it. All right. Well, gentlemen, that covers Gamescom. I think we did a nice job there. That is the one that most of us paid attention to this week for sure.
The opening
Let's
night
get into
live.
some other, opening night live. Yeah, the opening night live portion. Well, let's. Where do we want to go? Because I mean, we've got obviously Xbox news this week for sure, and I know Mav, you wanted to talk about that for sure. So, let's talk about it. The ROG Xbox Ally and the ROG Xbox Ally X. God, that's a mouthful too. By
Yeah.
the way.
Have they officially, like, because there was talk about that they delayed the announcement of the pricing due to macroeconomics or
Yes.
whatever, and we still don't know for sure, but everybody's saying
Best
like,
Buy released it. Best
Okay.
Buy released it and then pulled it back and changed them
So-
to $9,999.
Right.
Okay. All right.
well, that's a little too much.
$5.99 and $5.99 and $8.99 were the numbers on Best Buy's official page.
Okay,
That's
so it's just around what
originally-
everybody thought to begin with, or
Yes.
something, so
kind of.
release date was
But yeah.
announced at October 16th.
Correct.
It's my mom's birthday.
Nice. Your mom
So-
gonna get one? You gonna get her one?
No, I don't think she would know what to do with it.
You can
But-
get her one and just borrow it and then
Yeah, so
Yeah,
she could play
you
Candy
can
Crush
so.
on it.
Give her a
Um,
phone instead and say, "Here, play Candy Crush," and then you
Yeah.
take the ROG Ally X. See, there you go.
Um,
Go ahead.
yeah. No, go ahead, Paul.
Oh, okay. So obviously, like we just talked about, the two versions, as everybody knew, was coming. The Ally is to be determined right now. They did pull it all back, but let's be real, it sounds about right. $599, which is 16 gigs of RAM and 512 memory, and then the ROG Ally X, which is 24 gigs of RAM and 1 terabyte of memory, is going to be $899. So $599 and $899 looks like the price points. Like Matt said, got the release date, October 16th. And we also got a lot, if you guys have been watching, of coverage. Not only we got a roundtable with Jason Ronald and others talking about the tech inside, but we also got a lot of examples, people playing with it hands-on, flipping through the new Windows UI, which I think almost to a T, almost 100% has received praise from everybody who has played around with it and said that they understand now that Xbox, or they agree that Xbox gets what they're trying to do with the Windows UI, and that this could change how people feel about playing on a handheld, specifically when it comes to Windows and obviously using it for Xbox. Now, they confirmed yet again that there will be no console native games. You will only be able to cloud stream, which has been a point of contention for a lot of people. But obviously PC games, right, through Windows Store or Steam or GOG or wherever.
So
you're
any of
gonna
the
play all
games that are
those.
Xbox Play Anywhere.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. You're going to be good to go there. Jason Ronald and Jason Beaumont. Jason Beaumont's the VP of Xbox Platform Advertisement, and Jason Ronald, VP of Next Gen, had a discussion. And I'm going to briefly read some of this from Windows Central. Shout out to Jez Gordon. This was a couple days ago. In the recent latest Xbox podcast, Xbox Platform architects Jason Beaumont and Jason Ronald offer some updates on the future of Xbox hardware, cloud, and more. I'm going to try to skip through this. Quote, "It's the hardest I've ever seen the team working. There's just so much going on," says Beaumont. "On the console, a lot of what we're working on is under the hood. When we release something that's for PC or for cloud gaming or for mobile, we want that feature to go everywhere. So that's a lot of the investments we're making." Jason mentioned the Xbox Ally and the Xbox Ally X. We've been working gangbusters to get that released this time for the holiday. VP of Next Gen Jason Ronald chimed in, quote, "When we think about the future of Xbox, we think about how we put our player at the center of the experience. The vast majority of players play across multiple devices. There's a bunch of games I would start playing on the Xbox Ally, and now I want the full fidelity on my console, on my big screen TV. Focusing on how we evolve the Xbox ecosystem to allow players to play the games wherever they want to play them." Ronald emphasizes that Microsoft wants to continue building devices that are dedicated to gaming, including upcoming first-party Xbox next-gen console. So again, tripling down on that now, quadrupling down where we're at. Beaumont and Ronald recapped many of the recent additions made to the Xbox PC, including A unified library, storefront aggregation, handheld scaling, and more, while hinting vaguely that even more features will be coming soon for Xbox Insider Program members on PC. Throughout the podcast, the team at Microsoft discussed a variety of topics from Xbox Cloud Gaming to next gen and beyond. Jason Beaumont hinted that Microsoft is working to expand the availability of Xbox Cloud Gaming to new countries while spinning up even more servers to meet demand. Jason Ronald hinted that Microsoft is exploring new ways to access Xbox Cloud Gaming following our previous report that Microsoft is working on cloud-only subscription tiers for Xbox Cloud Gaming. Perhaps Microsoft is also exploring bringing Xbox Cloud Gaming to Xbox Game Pass. These are mouthfuls, by the way, folks. It's crazy. Standard, with a smaller library or just the ability to stream your own cloud games. Quote, one of the things that we see is that there's a lot of players who use Xbox Game Pass Ultimate to access the cloud, whether it's the primary way or additional way to play when you're on the go. I think for us, it opens up the opportunity to make it more affordable and make it more accessible to more players, whether that's new regions or new ways to access the cloud. We want to add more value to our most dedicated players, whether that's things like adding first or third party day and date titles, the ability to stream your own games, or even things like adding new free to play game benefits. We want to add as much value as we can. Jason Beaumont emphasized the growth of Xbox Play Anywhere, noting that Xbox transactions even outside of Game Pass are growing by double digits. We're seeing a strong alignment with developers for titles that support Xbox Play Anywhere. They're seeing more play because the game is available on many more screens. When I think about Xbox Game Pass, we had record Game Pass revenue, and we had our all-time high in Xbox Game Pass payouts to developers. In addition, we're also seeing double-digit growth in both first and third-party transactions as well. So whether your game is in Game Pass or not, there are more opportunities for developers to reach players within our community. The podcast team shifted to discuss Xbox Next Gen, known to be in development in partnership with AMD. Jason Ronald hinted at new AI-powered rendering techniques, while also unifying storefronts from Steam to Xbox to GOG all in one box. Quote, Xbox and AMD have had a decades-long partnership innovating and driving the next generation in gaming. We're excited to continue that relationship as we look forward to the future of Xbox. Jason Ronald noted that the Silicon innovation coming out of AMD will revolve around unifying storefronts across multiple platforms on a single device. It's widely believed that the next Xbox will be able to incorporate Steam, GOG, and indeed any Windows app potentially, while also supporting the existing Xbox console library. Quote, we're deeply focused on hardware and silicon innovation and how we can push boundaries beyond current generation of devices. This is grounded in the work we are doing to build a unified platform across devices in new ways. It's about ensuring gameplay is not locked to an individual device or storefront. We built our libraries across a whole set of different services, and we want to put that experience front and center. Together with AMD, we're developing dedicated silicon to power the next generation game experience. We're developing next generation rendering technologies, including neural rendering. It's about deepening the immersion. We're invested in dedicated silicon to develop the next generation of AI experiences, which will be transformative in how you experience gameplay. It also provides a new surface that developers can take advantage of, delivering new kinds of experiences that they weren't able to deliver before. All of this starts this year with the Xbox Ally X because it has a dedicated NPU that allows us to experiment with some AI-powered experiences before we get to our next generation console. Last quote I'll give from this is, this is Ronald again, this reminds me a lot of the early days of the original Xbox. We had a vision where Xbox console could go. We had this notion of connecting gamers across the world, and ultimately that became Xbox Live. From a hardware perspective, we knew early on we had to invest in things like a hard drive and an Ethernet port. At the time, people were gaming on 56K modems. It was out of left field for us to invest in this hardware. We believed in our vision, so for us, it's about betting on the future rather than against the future. We want to go where players are going and build the right platform to allow developers to build on their creative vision. All right, I'll end it there. A lot in here. A lot going on this week with the official announcements of the Rog Ally and the Rog Ally X, the price points, all of that. So let's just start here in general. Matt, we'll start with you this time, brother. your thoughts if the price points stay at $5.99 and $8.99. First of all, you cool with those price points? You heated about those price points? Do those scare you away in any way, shape, or form? Just generally, where are you at with the pricing and the release date here on October 16th?
Overall release date, yeah, it's about kind of what we thought. The price is around what we had all thought. So there's no real surprises. I think some of the stuff that he's talking about and things just in general is real promising for me. I think that the feedback also that we've heard from people about the UI and seeing how the storefronts come together just to have all the games there easily to access right there in front of you. So whether you get it from Steam or Xbox Store or whatever, I think in general there's still a little bit of confusion from many about what this device is, because I hear some people say, yeah, you can only stream Xbox games, but like if there's a lot, like every first party Xbox game is going to be native, right? And every game that's come out this generation, I believe, is also pretty much on PC as well. So you can play natively on all those games, and many third party games are also Xbox Play Anywhere now. Also, and they keep adding more and more. So there's natively, like, you have a lot to play right on that device. So I've seen a lot of miscommunication and conversation about how, this is only for PC games, or people considering only for Steam and stuff, and not really paying attention to all the Xbox stuff that you actually get that way as well. So like there's been some confusion about that aspect, I think, from people. I think it's hard for Xbox to get the messaging clear exactly about what kind of device this is. People that are familiar with PC handhelds are going to be a little bit more understanding, I think, of what it is, but also
it's just a portal.
Yeah,
it's just a portal. That's all.
That's what people are saying.
The portal's only $199, so how is this thing $8.99?
Right. So like there's a bunch of confusion. Like this thing, you have native access to all the PC storefronts, right? You can take advantage of all of them. You can, if you have Game Pass Ultimate, which I saw conversations yesterday about people comparing this, like, why not just get, the NVIDIA GeForce? And I'm like, well, like, yeah, you can, but like that doesn't come with a library of fucking games.
No, you have to buy those games.
Yeah, so like, there's still, this includes when you're doing a subscription with Xbox and the streaming aspect of it, which you like the console library that isn't on PC, that is on the stream your own game feature or whatever, also you can take advantage of console streaming, all those other kind of things you can do. Like Game Pass Ultimate has a library of fucking games, right? So yeah, this device will be enhanced greatly if you have Game Pass Ultimate, because you're going to get all the games, you're going to get the EA Play on there. You're going to get, also you're going to be able to play all of the fucking, stream your own games that you own as well. And you can also still do the console streaming stuff that the PS Portal does. But then also you got your Steam library, you got all these other things too. So like powerful wise, it seems like it's going to be a powerful device as well, justified by the price, right? So I don't think there's really any lacking there as far as like comparative to other PC handhelds. So overall, I think like you have something that's really interesting, and I think that it's something that we talked about this, I feel like a year ago, maybe even longer, maybe not as long, or maybe longer, but about Xbox seeming like they had, I remember saying this a few times, about all hands were on deck. About this, making everything to where, bringing everything together for the future of the vision of what Xbox is going to be. And that was going to be different access points, making the ecosystem available everywhere, and trying to bring together, figuring out how they put the console experience onto a PC-like device, right? And that's essentially what they're trying to do here. Now, we have talked numerous times about all the licensing hurdles and all that other kind of stuff, because you can't just force every developer out there to let you put console games natively on a PC, right? Yep. So there's hurdles there, and I figure that's why they're pushing so hard for Play Anywhere, because that's the easy solution for that, and I think they're making a lot of strides there. But yeah, you can tell like with the things that Jason Ronald was saying about, that they've been working so hard, all this other stuff about trying to bring this in. Like this is their flagship device that's going to be a bridge to the future, right? And we talked about this too. Like when this comes out, I don't expect this to be the final vision. Like this is not the final vision. This is the launching pad, the device that they're going to come out with, and they're going to build the future of Xbox and the way the ecosystem is going to play out across devices and everything, using these PC handhelds, and I'm sure the PCs will get some of these updates as well, and that's is going to benefit a lot of people. But you're going to have this new interface that's going to be game dedicated. It's going to be gamer oriented. Flush a lot of windows out to put games at the focus in the forefront of the PC experience, and that's what they're focusing on, to where that's going to allow the console gamer next generation, when they finally do launch these box devices that are these PC hybrids, to have the experience that they are expecting, right? So I think this is going to be that bridge device, and you're going to see more PC handhelds come out after this, and they're all going to be taking advantage of this stuff. But this is the flagship one, right? This is the one where they're going to launch with it. They're trying to get everything dialed in for launch, and then you're going to hear them talking about it with updates and all these other kind of things. And we're going to see this thing transform over the next few years, and that's really exciting to me to see just how it shapes up. But I wasn't actually expecting, Pong. I guess the most surprising thing is, like, I wasn't expecting to hear this much good feedback this early on about what they've produced with the interface.
Yeah.
Because Xbox has not hit the mark a lot of times on that kind of stuff, especially with the PC. And with
how long people have been complaining about Windows forever.
Exactly. And they've talked the talk with that stuff numerous times about how they're going to get it fixed, how they're going to do this, and going to do that, but everything's usually kind of fell flat with all that. So when they talked about all this stuff, it's like, I believe in it, but like, are they going to execute? Right? Yeah. Because talking is one thing, but actually executing on that PC vision to bring all that experience together is another thing. And I wasn't expecting, honestly, like this early on, to hear this much good feedback from all the games media, everybody's getting their hands on it, about the experience of the device. Not just talking about the power of it or the ergonomics, but like the actual, like, launching into it, getting to your games, playing the games. How is it going to be for the traditional gamer experience? And I wasn't expecting to hear that as much good feedback as I am early on with this device being their first time launching this whole new vision for this. So I think it's means a lot of good things for the future. Like you said, like other people were saying, like it seems like they got their head on exactly what it's supposed to be, what people want, and that's very promising. So if they're hitting it this early on, I expect good things. Yep. I also got to point this out from the other things that you'd mentioned that I think that was Jason Ronald talking about. I got to give a shout out to Christopher Dring again, because at one point he had said that Xbox was moving away from getting Game Pass games and paying third-party developers and all these other kind of things. And something that rang out to me when you're reading that, and that I saw the other day, was that Xbox had the most payouts ever to Game Pass developers.
For devs. Yep.
Interesting. Yep. I thought they were moving away from it. I don't know. It's crazy.
People hate it. But it continues to grow, man. It's just, they hate the fact that devs are still interested in it. So whatever.
I mean, fuck. Final Fantasy, like we said before, Final Fantasy 7 is going to be Xbox Play Anywhere on this thing. Like, if you buy
their money around again,
if you buy fucking Final Fantasy 7 remake integrate on a console, you're gonna be able to play it on the PC. You're gonna be able to play it on the Rog Ally. That's the only ecosystem that you can do that on. You're gonna be able to play it on console, Rog Ally, and fucking PC. And cloud, and all that shit. Like that is the
point in itself.
Best place to buy that game for access to your game is on Xbox. And anything that is Xbox Play Anywhere, that is what the future is going to be, because there's going to be way more PC handhelds out there than there are Steam devices. I really believe that, because it's just like Steam is Linux, right? Like a lot of these developers and these companies are just used to making PCs and stuff. They're not used to doing the whole Linux thing and those. So you can see like Asus, like Lenovo, all these companies making these fucking PC handheld devices, and those are the companies that people are familiar with, and those are the companies that people are going to want to buy these devices, the ones that also have a good foothold in the market right now. And we saw their first iterations that were just Windows based, but the future iterations of all these are going to be fucking PC based. Yeah, they're going to have their Steam versions too, but for me, accessing Steam games on one of those devices seems way easier than accessing all the other shit on a Steam device.
Right.
You know, like you can do it on a Steam Deck. You can hack all that shit and do everything and sideload all these other crap. But man, it's a pain in the ass. Yeah, like this is easy. Easy. It just makes it so much simpler for anybody that wants one of these devices to be able to access all your games, man. So, hey, I don't know if I'll get it day one, but I will own one of these at some point. Like maybe some point in the early the next year or whatever. But yeah, I was super happy to see everything I saw about it.
I like it. Jasper or Steele, either one of you guys got to go, or both? I just want to know.
No, I'm good.
Okay, cool. I just want to make sure, in case you guys did. So Jaspy, talk to me, brother. $5.99, $8.99, right? I'll bring this in too. 720p.
Alvin said $5.49 in the chat, so I don't.
Okay, $5.49.
Whatever. Yeah.
Okay, all right. The other $50 goes to PlayStation.
Yeah.
Anyways, 720p, 30 frames for the most part on the Ally, and 1080p and shooting for 60 frames on the Ally X. Obviously, there will be games that go above both of those as far as frames go, but that's what they're shooting for. I just want to bring that in too, because that was brought up as well. What's your thoughts on this?
So I think that the price is actually surprisingly fair for the technology and what's in the device.
Okay.
I was fully expecting it to be just a little pricier with what's in it. But that being said, I'm not a handheld person. I don't see the point, because I have a PC, I have a console, and if I'm going to play games, I'm going to play it where I play it the best. And if I'm traveling, I'm traveling to travel. I'm not using it to play games. So it's just I've never really been that kind of handheld person. So for me, the handheld market just doesn't appeal to me, and that's kind of where I'm at with that. I mean, I think it's a cool device. It's cool for the people that want this kind of stuff, but I'm just not into it.
What's your thoughts on the Windows UI and kind of what you've heard so far and seen so far from what they're doing with that and streamlining it?
I think it's good that Microsoft is trying to make that mobile friendly UI, because Windows has kind of been its own thing for a while, and it's been kind of just so focused and locked in as a desktop thing. So if they can innovate it to where it becomes less of a less bloated and less like of a bottleneck for your actual computer, like if they can get that light version fixed, they can maybe bring some of that technology over to the desktop side of Windows and improve Windows speed and stuff through there. So I like the aspect that they're innovating Windows to benefit the PC market as well.
Agreed with you, because obviously it's needed it, and if they're going to go into the future with what their plans are, what they keep talking, and again, a lot of these quotes is the same stuff we've been hearing now for 2 years at least, and it's stuff that we've brought up time and time again when we're discussing Xbox and what they're trying to do here, unifying everything into one ecosystem. It just makes sense that they have to get this done. Like that's one of the biggest sticking points that everybody brought up all the time. If you're going to do this, like that Windows shit's got to be fixed. Like we've been asking you to fix it for decades and you haven't done shit. Now's the time. Like if you're going to do this, like you have to. And it sounds like they've taken this seriously, gotten everybody on board. Steel Rain, brother, you've been plenty vocal about handhelds. You've been plenty vocal about pricing. You've been vocal about a lot of this stuff during all of our conversations. Not just about the ROG Ally, but other times about the Steam Decks and about all these other places. Obviously, you've had your Switches in your family, so you're not new to the handheld system at all.
No.
And you've been watching this shit, like, you've been watching this kind of progress and kind of where they're going with this. And obviously we've had so many talks about unifying this whole ecosystem, and Ronald obviously said a lot of things there, Steel, about us. We brought up here and on our show and Living Split Screen about the ease. The minute he said that about the Rog Ally, playing on the Rog Ally and then getting home and having it on his TV, I was like, oh, here we go. He's going to try to make it instantaneous, like I've talked about, Steel. One button, it's on the TV, bro. One button, let's go. What's your thoughts about the pricing point here? And what's your process, just your general thoughts about overall about everything that was kind of said here, like Mav covered?
Starting with price, I think I do agree with Jasper. I think the price is fair, especially considering the times that we're in right now. I definitely would like them to be priced a little bit more aggressively. Like the top of the line version being more like $749, and then the smaller version being, I guess if I made that to almost $100 cheaper, I'd make the smaller one for $100 cheaper as well. Again, that's wishful thinking, especially with everything that's going on in the state of the world as of today. But with everything included, I mean, again, it's definitely a device that I am still highly interested in and considering to get for the living room, right? More so as that mobile device that can be set down and used on a versatile level, right? My oldest has mentioned about getting into Sims 4, for an example. I think that device would be a good starting device as far as like PC gaming goes, just kind of to open the doors for some of that stuff, play some older games, maybe games that aren't necessarily top of the line quality, but also something that I could pull off of the TV if I wanted to, or if one of my daughters asked and said, hey, I want to play this, that would offer that versatility. It would offer them also something that they're already kind of familiar with, right? Coming from a Nintendo Switch, which they're most familiar with. I do think that there opens a lot of doors there. The biggest thing for me, I do think, is more so what Mav was speaking to, and that's just the positivity behind what people were experiencing. Now, again, people could take that as, oh, well, people are just happy that they got hands on with the device and they're just saying whatever they can just to be in the good graces or whatever, because I saw a lot of that rolling around out there too. To me, it's impressive because Windows is in a constant state of fighting against itself, right? Now, me as a Windows user, I've been using Windows since 95 for as long as I can remember. I haven't had the issues with Windows outside of Windows Me and Windows 7 in my total experience of using Windows in totality. And Windows 8. Windows 8, not Windows 7. 7 was solid. 8 was a mess.
Yeah.
But outside of those, I haven't had all the issues that people have had with 10 or 11 or with the Xbox store. I've had some happenstances, right, where I've had to essentially update my Windows or whichever, basically reinstall Windows to get my Xbox store to work right again. That has only happened ever once within the last decade that I can think of. So with that, I also kind of swear behind the Xbox Game Bar and stuff like that. I used, that was one of the main things that I was using for quite some time, and I still use it to capture and record and do all that great stuff. Anything that I capture and put up on Twitter, I'm using Game Bar to do it, right? So seeing them continuously innovate on that and then also play into what they have obviously had to see from other places, right? Like Steam big picture mode. There's a reason that people kind of stand behind that. I don't have enough experience with it to say yay or nay one way or the other as far as that goes. I do have experience with, and like most of us have more of that experience with the console experience itself. I am still on kind of opposite ends of the spectrum, right? I haven't had that middle ground yet where I've had a device or invested into a device where I put a Bazite on there to give me my all-in-one console like handheld. Like I just haven't done any of that, right? But I have done some of it through like mobile phones and stuff like that. Even if this through cloud gaming. And you could see that there's been strides and movements towards the direction. And to hear, I mean, again, we were hearing that the Windows team is finally on board with the Xbox team and all this. They're working in tandem with each other. So I can only expect for them to come out with something, and at least an operating system, especially for gaming. Again, you have to look at the realistic nature of it as well. They've spent all the money that they have. This is no longer a thing that they can ignore, right? This isn't just some stepchild that you throw off in the corner and said, y'all make it work whenever you need to make it work. No, this is a proper business mainline pillar that needs to be everything it can be, as soon as it can be, right? Especially with the digital era going the way that it is. Again, using this as the proving ground or the foundation with a third-party partner like Asus, I think is extremely smart. Also with the controller that they put out. Again, I mentioned the whole, because we were talking about Hall effects, and then the new stick effects that they got going on, and that's the TMR. Yeah, because I was started putting y'all on game about that, because GameSir was.
Did you hear me talking about that?
7 Pro.
That the new Rog Ally controller has TMR in it.
Yes, it does.
Yeah. And I was excited about it because I was like, Steel put me on that last weekend. He told me about that. So
I also thought that is extremely impressive, because that at least tells me that Asus is also looking at doing things and making moves that's at least forward facing, right? Because those are the things that, again, in handheld devices, even the Nintendo Switch didn't change those things, right? Something like to see other places move forward in technology, like, damn, like we haven't even adapted Holo sticks everywhere, and we're already moving to TMR sticks, which is essentially more of a magnetic kind of faceted thing, is even better than, supposedly almost 10 times better than even Hall sticks are, and more reliable and everything else. So it's like, okay, so they're obviously trying to future-proof some things. They're taking that big step forward. The innovation that we're not seeing in the console space right now, because things all have become more streamlined. And I think in the console space, again, PlayStation and Xbox have been working with AMD, are going to continue to work with AMD. And with the price of consoles going the way that they are, unless something drastic changes, I don't see them continuously having differences outside of ecosystem differences or back-end differences like what Xbox is kind of demonstrating. I think Play Anywhere is slowly becoming a staple as well. I think that's going to be maybe Xbox's foot into the door to get more people interested in a device like this Xbox Rog Ally X. Because again, when you're telling people that, hey, not only can you buy this on your current console, but then you also have access to it on PC, when you start putting it in people's heads, it's like, nah, not just your traditional PC, but we mean this handheld as well. That is going to get people's wheels turning. And that could be something that does start the wave for their next generation. Again, there's a lot of ifs, a lot of buts, maybe a lot of maybes in there, because we haven't seen what PlayStation is bringing to the table, right? But as far as we've seen, the most future-facing company that is trying to innovate in the space and has continuously spoken to the digital era has been Microsoft and Xbox. And with this device, especially, again, I'm gonna keep saying it, to see PC handhelds to get under $1,000 is that's just a feat that I didn't think we were going to hit for some time, right? At least at the performance that we're getting it at. And I think that that's even impressive. Now, is it where it maybe needs to be? I mean, again, I see people talking about, oh, well, what year are we in? 720 and 1080p on these handheld devices? Guys, look what you're playing on. Look at the screen that you're playing on. You're not playing on a 27-inch, 32-inch, 47, or your 60-inch OLED TV. Like, that's not what it is. When you're playing on those smaller screens, 720p, 1080p, especially playing at certain graphics level and it being optimized for that, it's going to look a little bit crisper than you're expecting. Yeah, that's not what that device is for. And even if you could run it at 4K, 1440p, you're talking about battery life that is going to be non-existent in those devices, right? Like, there's certain, like, that's my thing that I always hammer on about PC gaming as well. It's like having the understanding of what you're getting into. Like, it's so much, especially now with handheld PCs. Like there's like if you don't want to play with stuff, maybe that still isn't the thing that you need to be looking into. But from what I've seen from the UI and everything so far, with the different settings that they're going to have, the different profiles and everything that they've been talking about, it seems like it's going to be as streamlined as it can get right now. And if this is just the foundation, the house that's going to get built on top of it has a ton of potential. A huge kitchen, plenty of bathrooms, plenty of bedrooms, maybe 3 master bedrooms potentially on this foundation. I'm just like, it gets me excited because again, we're seeing some innovation, right? Where we've come to this place where we're kind of, I'm not going to necessarily say we're stagnant on games, but things have kind of started leveling itself out. So what are we going to do in these other places to entice other gamers or just other people overall? And I do think this is a step in the right direction. So it's exciting to me. Jason, anytime I hear Jason Ronald talk about this stuff and people can say, oh, well, it's just marketing and he's just doing his job. Sure. But the guy knows what he's talking about, at least from what I've observed. And again, I'm excited to see what else this is going to bring to the table. I want to see how more people feel about it hands-on. I wasn't expecting a release date this soon. Maybe I was expecting like a November, maybe a December, but on October, and I don't know if that's just for like, that's just when you can start pre-ordering, or if that's the release date.
I think that's device. The release date.
I thought it was, I thought it was the release date. So I was like, so there's no pre-order, or we just gonna hammer this thing out?
I think they're gonna go live probably somewhat soon. I would think.
I mean, I think that's why Best Buy
give you a month
their ads up. Yeah, basically.
Lord, like, so that's the other thing about it.
How many of these are they gonna make?
Like, that's the other interesting thing.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Because like they will,
and maybe that's why they do it like this.
They will be limited on the amount of sales based on the production. Also, like I mean, I don't think like the Rog Allies, they don't make like 50 million of those, like, and put them out. You know what I mean? Like the handheld PC market traditionally right now is still small, right? Even including Steam Deck. So I don't expect this to have like a crazy amount, but I think this is going to have a lot of demand, and I think it could end up being kind of hard to get. Like, I wouldn't be surprised, honestly, if this ends up becoming a device that becomes a little hard to get. We'll see.
We'll see. I mean, if anything, it's hard. It's going to end up being hard to get, just based off the principle that maybe they'll make a lot up front, but they could also give them some metrics and kind of give them an idea of, hey, if we sell them all out in the first month of October, going into November, maybe that gives them some time to prep a shipment for Christmas and to get them out by the beginning of the year, right? Type of thing. Again, I mean, that's the other thing that's so unknown, because people have been extremely, and I'm gonna use downplaying, but the metrics are there as well. There hasn't been as many adapters to this device, but there are some underlying things, functions and whatnot that can get played into this that I think it's gonna play out pretty well. So I mean, we'll see. Maybe it's going to be one of the better selling handheld devices under the Steam Deck.
Another thing to keep an eye on too, the interesting thing is to see with this device being out there, if there will be, now you can still use Steam or whatever to buy these games, but I'm wondering if some of the big players that have avoided the Xbox PC store start putting their games there more, with Xbox putting more of a focus on it. You know what I mean? And like, we've already seen like some of the things with Play Anywhere and stuff, but like, for example, let's talk about Battlefield 6, right? Like, you're still going to have to make the decision. You buy it on PC or you buy it on console, right? As of right now. But I think as these devices get more popular, like, Play Anywhere becomes more of a player demand for these companies. And if it's more of a player demand, then that's going to be what drives the companies more to do so, right? So I think, like, it'd be interesting, okay, so like the future Maddens or the future, you know, Battlefields, the future, or whatever games for talk about fucking GTA 6, you know? Like if those kind
I
of
can see
games
it with
to NBA
GTA.
2K, right? Because the last 2K they put on the fucking stream your own game feature,
Right.
Yeah.
right? Which is awesome. I didn't even expect 2K to do that. You know, Ubisoft has a lot of games on there too. But like these big publishers, like if they start really embracing Xbox Anywhere, and that's gonna be a game changer because you're talking about cloud access, you're talking about native access on PC, native access on handhelds, native access on consoles, like cross progression, everything. Like for those casual gamers that only are focused on those kind of games, I could see that being an enticing thing for them because, like, hey, if you can access your game in the cloud or access it also on your PC device or on your console, like that's added value.
Do we think that this is a temporary thing with the Xbox Play Anywhere? And I think we've
Maybe
talked about this a little bit because if they go to this hybrid system, eventually, and I'm not saying like overnight, I'm not saying right when it launches, but you're technically only going to have like the hybrid. Like I know they're probably going to have another generation where they kind of support the series consoles, or at least half generation.
Because like Sarah Bond said, the next console will support all your last generation, all the games.
Right, exactly, all the games. But like Xbox Play Anywhere just kind of gets filtered out eventually because their new consoles, technically speaking, will all will be handhelds.
PCs.
Yeah, they all play the same freaking version, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's.
Yeah, that's ultimately where we're going here. So this whole idea that developers are going to shy away from Xbox Play Anywhere because why wouldn't they want people to double dip? First of all, I'd love to see the numbers about how many gamers actually double dip full price games.
Only certain games get that.
Very few, like GTA's, like your big shit, right? That like I'd like to see the numbers about how much money they honestly.
I think the more common double dipping would be the remaster or the shit that Sony does, or hey, now you're in a next generation or like an enhanced version of a game or something, and they come out with a new iteration of it, new version or something.
Absolutely.
So, and even that's going to be treading some weird water because on PC that doesn't exist.
It doesn't happen really. It doesn't.
Really it just upgrades.
Like
it just
Days Gone got the free patch with the additional shit, right? Because it was. I mean, they really can't offer anything different on PC because PC was already running freaking fantastic over there, right? So anyway, but to me, like this whole idea that Xbox is shooting themselves in the foot with this Xbox Play Anywhere because developers aren't going to support it. I'm like, yeah, but eventually this is all just kind of fade out. So like if they're just doing it in the short term, if they're and again, we don't know how this is all going down, but if they're just cutting checks, let's say, to get developers to put this on Xbox Play Anywhere, like the whole sales pitch is going to be, well, this is just temporary. We just want to cover these games that are kind of in between while we're moving over to this more PC like console base, and then you only have to make one version and it's going to play on all of our devices anyway because all of our devices are going to play the PC version, so it's not going to matter at that point. But just in the meantime, we want our series console players to still be able to play these games before they move over to one of the new consoles. So I think it's just a temporary kind of idea, and this Xbox Play Anywhere eventually
it really only matters
for the next one version.
Next few years of game releases and back catalog also. I think it matters.
Right.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
I think we'll have a decade of separation before Play Anywhere becomes something that it's like, is this really needed anymore? Just because I think it's going to take at least that for people to even think about that adoption or trying to move over. Again, we're going to get at least one more console generation for sure. How long that console generation is going to be is going to depend on how fast technology moves forward. I don't know what's going to happen within the next decade. I don't know if anybody really knows.
AI is
because
rewrite it.
And AI can't help with a lot of things, but if Xbox is also thinking that AI can help with a lot of the backwards compatibility, then again, I mean, to your point, it does eliminate some of that Play Anywhere because it's not going to be as needed, right? So again, I mean, that's why I do think it's going to be at least a decade. You still have your standard console where you're still going to need I think the licenses become a thing more than anything, being able to play your game in multiple places. Right now, Xbox does do it the best, right? Where if you own a game on Air Xbox where you can play it on PC, again, that's the whole reason that Play Anywhere is so unique or works so well. Because because they're really the only place that's
But you're
offering.
just going to be accessing the storefront the same way you do Steam, right, Steel? So at the end of the day, licensing shouldn't even be a problem down the road because Steam's not, paying out double for license because it's just a.
But then it becomes the thing with the multiple when you have multiple pieces of hardware and
you got the Steam Deck.
How many accounts can be on that hardware?
Sure.
And that's I guess that's more so what I start to look at out like when you're talking about how long Play Anywhere could be. Like I'm just thinking about the next steps after that. Like what else could possibly come up and would be maybe an issue, or would come into question. But I mean, as of right now, I mean, it's the most consumer facing move to make. And I do think that a lot of the publishers, at least ones like Square Enix, are going to see the benefits of this because again, it is, to Mav's point earlier, it's so much more enticing for me. And it does completely take the question out of my hands. I'm not going to buy a game on Steam if you're telling me that I can play this game on my console and I could play it on PC through the Xbox store. Right. Again, maybe that affects some people, but again, like I mentioned earlier, I've had decent experiences with the Xbox store. So to me, it's like, oh well, fine, okay, easy. That's an easy choice. So maybe Steam does, and maybe that's what Steam's trying to do as well by jumping into the console space because they see what Xbox is doing and saying, oh, so that's what you're going to do. What if we did something similar?
But like the other thing too, like not to interrupt you still, but like the other thing too is like I think this current generation is going to bleed over a lot longer even than this generation did. The last generation did into this one. So I don't know how their changes and their updates are going to reflect onto the existing consoles. So Play Anywhere will still matter, I think, for titles releasing for a long time.
Yeah, for a decade at least.
Because they'll be releasing on Series S and Series X,
Right. That's what I said.
On traditional console. So, like, as far as, like...
For a while.
4, 5, 6 years, 7 years? I don't know how long, but, like, it'll... I think big releases, I think, it adds so much value for us, man. And, like, if they start embracing it more, I think it's going to be such an added value for that Xbox ecosystem for people to really start paying attention to. It's my favorite thing right now. It's by far my favorite thing. If I can hop on my fucking PC and my console and I only have to buy the game once, that's amazing. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Sorry, Jasper. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, like, I think Play Anywhere is a temporary fix right now for the solution where you have your console games that run a specific code path to get them on PC. Like, eventually... not next generation, maybe the next generation, as consoles become more and more PC-like, they'll all be running the same code path, and you won't have to have the Play Anywhere support. So I know Steel was like kind of looking for issues where like maybe you'd still need it. The only thing I could think of is like, I know like the 50 series GPU, they came out and they like dropped like DX8 support or whatever. So like some of your like super old games, they don't run as well. Mm-hmm. Like maybe in the future, like 20 years, like they'll have to kind of come back to and be like, well, we used DX12 in 2020, so like we're on fucking DX15 now and we're dropping support for that. So maybe they have to come back and kind of relook at that then. But that's a future problem.
By that time, is the cloud so good that it doesn't necessarily matter?
Or is AI good enough to where AI could go back
solve
and
those
just
problems?
Solve that problem and through the code. Because a lot of that issue does come down to the code, and there's already things for the people that are already out there playing with AI now. I can only imagine what devs, people who actually do this on a day-to-day basis, what they could do, what they could tell the AI to do and say, hey, look for these things, do these things, get that back, play it.
Or just emulate. Whatever, like,
and then continue to, okay, now that we've got the emulation good and it's running good, now we upscale it. Now we do this. Now, and again, there's a lot of that's already happening through emulation now through mods and stuff that people use. People are playing these older games, right, from like the PS2 and PS1 days and playing it through emulation. It looked like it just got it got a fresh remaster, 4K textures. SSX Tricky is looking the cleanest that I had ever like. It looks the way that you thought it did back then. You know what I mean? So you're already seeing some semblances of that now, and I think that again, I mean, AI may be scary for a lot of people, but I do think that that's one of the benefits that it can definitely have in the gaming sector for sure.
Oh, I got a question for Pawn real quick. I
Mm.
remember a few weeks ago you got a new toy.
Oh yeah.
The big shiny dildo.
No,
No,
that kind of
no,
toy.
your OLED tablet.
Yeah.
Your Samsung.
Mhm.
Have you
Yes, sir.
experienced? Have you given it a shot with either the stream your own game or the Game Pass
Yep.
games on the cloud?
Yep.
What
I
are
did.
your thoughts?
Still needs work. As far as Cyberpunk, I guess, is the most actiony game I played. And it was great. It was good. But there was definitely lag. There was definitely input lag. There was definitely something off. It was good. It was better than when I had tried it previously. Again, playing any type of lighter input game, turn-based game, stuff like that, and I've tried a few of them. It's fine. It's perfect. Again, I've always said that would be great, right? As far as instant ease, I praised the hell out of it. I think it was a living split screen when I talked about this deal. I think that was the time I talked about it. It was awesome. Again, save transfer, like there. Like again, so it was all instantaneous. Like I thought it's still mind blowing again to go back in time and to think about where we were in video game, throughout video game history, to be here now where I can even think about firing up a game without any type of capable hardware on a tablet and have it look as damn good as it did, but more so to have it recognize my saves and just have them there within under a minute and ready to go. And I just hit one of my saves from Cyberpunk and I was right back where I was. Like, that's what I've always talked about. The one thing that will get me to eventually look at a handheld, if if my situation changes, all of a sudden I have a massive use for a handheld, then obviously that would change it. But just if everything kind of stayed the same, the one thing that would do that would be like instantaneously being able to drop back into whatever game I have on pause on my handheld, like to my big screen, like I was just talking about, that Jason seems to be hinting at that you're trying to go for. That ease of use, Microsoft's been building towards and in using the tablet and pulling up the cloud streaming. And they go again, obviously Cyberpunk was, stream your own game, the game that you own. It just worked flawlessly as far as that goes. Like, it was wild. Like, I was like, okay, I'm in. Oh, okay, cool. Bluetooth controller to my tablet, no problem. Like 2 seconds. Like, okay, we're playing. Like, I'm playing my Xbox save. Like, this is freaking amazing. So that part of it was dope. They still have to work on lag, input lag, especially if you're going to get me to play faster style games at all. Like, I would never do it on that thing. But any other games, hell yeah, it worked great, man. And no downloaded need. That's the beautiful part. To demo games, to try out games without taking up memory space, or just to pop in a game from your save that you're only going to play for, like, say, for 30 minutes and you don't really have time to be able to fire that up on the cloud and just have it load up without any install. Yeah, bro, it's beautiful. Yeah. And it's only going to get better because they talked about, again, they are going to invest in the next gen. People have already started talking about that last month, I think, when we started hearing the articles that internally they're looking at competing with GeForce Now. Like, they want to update their cloud gaming to GeForce Now levels. Well, if that's the case, then yeah, we're in for good shit, according to everybody who uses GeForce Now. I personally haven't used it, but everybody who talks about it says that they play fast-paced games like shooters on GeForce, and it's great. Okay, you get me there, I'm cool. We're doubly cool. Yeah, it was awesome.
Sweet. Cool, man.
Yep. Mav, how are you on time, sir? You gotta go.
I'm good.
You good? Okay.
Yep.
Then let's get into this. I gotta get going pretty soon here, but let's get into a little Battlefield 6, because all of us here played the beta. Battlefield 6 beta is done and over with. We played 2 weekends of it. Some of us more than others, but we definitely got in and got down and dirty with it. I think we all understand what they're going for, what they've been shooting for. I think most of us to a T have praised the hell out of Dice and Zampella and his team and what they accomplished with the beta. We're getting early. Again, they reported this week that nearly 20 million people played the beta, like record-setting numbers. Like, this is massive. Like, that's more than I thought they would get in it. So it's obviously hit a lot of the right notes. One of the things that was noticed, if you were looking around on X or any other social media, and just in general, YouTube, anybody posting videos about it, there was a whole lot of Call of Duty players that jumped into this game. a lot of Call of Duty players who had never touched a Battlefield before in their lives. Now, some had previous experience with Battlefields, but there was a lot. And a lot of them had a lot of praise for Battlefield, but it was bringing to the table. I was kind of shocked. There were some hardcore Warzone players that were having fun in Battlefield. And as we got into the second beta weekend, there was this trend going around where I started seeing more and more of the glitchy players, the twitchy players, the movement guys showing off how they were pulling off. This is how a Call of Duty player plays Battlefield. And I was starting to watch these videos going, oh God, here we go. We're taking the game that I love and we're turning it into Call of Duty. I'm like, some of the shit they were pulling off, I'm like, I don't even know how that's freaking possible. But okay, you guys are obviously doing it. Well, DICE came out today and said one of the main feedbacks that they did find from the game was that the movement was a little too much and that got away from their main point that they were going to make this more grounded and more old school like the original Battlefields. And so they have come out today and confirmed that they are going to nerf the movement, and they are going to definitely nerf the jumping into the sliding and the quick twitch stuff that people were showing off. So, gentlemen, we all played enough of it. All of us have played enough Call of Duty. Some of us are better players than others here, so we all got different skill levels here. But let's start with you, Jaspy. What are your thoughts on, now I should also mention that there has been a slight uproar from those types of players that are saying, well, it was nice knowing you Battlefield, I'm not coming back, right? So for a team who in an EA game where you got the EA higher up saying we want 100 million players, okay. But you do have the EA, upper management putting pressure on saying we want this to be the biggest game ever. They seem to pull some people who may not necessarily have played Battlefield before, but now they might be alienating those people. Jasper, where are you at with the movement on Battlefield? Personally, what do you think about it? And do you think this is a good decision, or do you think they're hurting their chances of expanding the Battlefield game itself into a bigger audience? What do you think here, brother?
So I didn't mind the movement. But again, I come from where I play every shooter. It could be the slowest shooter like PUBG, where you have concrete shoes, to the fastest shooter like Call of Duty, where you're sliding around. Yeah. So to me, the movement, it didn't really bother me. If that's the kind of game they were going to make and that's the movement they wanted, I would have supported it. But if they want to go slower with it too, I'll be happy with that. Cool. Now, I will say though that I think some of the jumping mechanics kind of became an issue because people started finding a lot of glitches after the first week and posting them on like YouTube and TikTok, where you could jump on AC vents and get on top of random buildings and stuff. I think that they need to kind of look and maybe put kill boundaries on these random rooftops if they're going to keep the same kind of jumping mechanics, because people were just kind of getting on rooftops, putting a spawn beacon down and just camping up there basically. So they need to fix that. That would be my major complaint that I have with the beta right now, is just the out of the map glitches that were kind of starting to populate. They need to look at that. But other than that, I'm fine with either direction movement wise.
Cool. Steel Rain, brother, what you thinking here with the movement? You play all types of shooters too, fast, slow, whatever. What's going on with the movement?
Yeah,
you cool with it? Change it.
I'm happy that they're going to change it. Again, there's a certain expectation that I do have from Battlefield. Again, I didn't get to experience any of the crackhead movement myself. I was on the more tame side of it. The videos that I was seeing, me and you did have that conversation a little bit about that. The constant sliding and using the jump mechanic with the slide to give yourself a boost. That's stuff that, it's existing in Halo, it existed in COD. I don't think it should exist in Battlefield. I get why people like it, and I do get the conversation of why some people feel like, hey, it's a skill talent, I guess, because that's what I've been seeing a lot of, more so like, oh, I'm sick of people talking about, like I just saw somebody now talk about, I'm sick of people talking about movement and gunplay in games that aren't good at these games. Now, again, if I want to be extremely toxic and get back into my OG roots, I can be extremely understandable about that perspective,
Sure.
because we do have a lot of that, right? People talking
Yeah.
about shit that they're never going to experience, or they're never going to be part of, or you're never going to even engage with any of this shit. So why are you talking about this? But I do think in Battlefield, there's a certain expectation where things are and do tend to be a little bit more level. Again, Battlefield still has its quirks, right? I'm not expecting for the gameplay to be perfect, but I just hope they don't slow it down, because again, people did videos to prove that the movement is actually in line with even Battlefield 4. Right. I think they said it's maybe even slower than Battlefield 4. I can't exactly
Yeah,
remember
if
what
you
the
had your
numbers were.
if you had your gun, you ran slower, but if you pulled out your knife, it was like one of the faster battlefields. So it's like
For truth. And for whatever reason, I couldn't figure out how to fucking pull out my knife at any point in time during the entire
you
beta.
just had to
I
hold your
also
melee
didn't
button
look.
down.
Then that's what I wasn't doing. I also didn't get a chance to melee many people. I was more so shooting at folks, trying to get people off the fucking ground, because I had to be the one medic out of everybody else in these lobbies, apparently. But nonetheless, the movement wise, again, I'm glad they're changing it, or trying to get it more so in line with whatever their vision is for the game. And I think that's more important than anything. So
No, real quick, I agree with all this. I think the movement, again, once I started seeing, as Steele puts it, I love how Steele puts it, crackhead movement. It is what I love that one.
That's what it is.
I get annoyed with those people, and there was some moments that I had with players. I was like,
oh yeah, people
like, come on, bro, come on, bro.
Especially with
like,
the shotgun. I saw one dude with the shotgun doing
Yeah.
crazy moves.
Yeah. What did somebody figure? Somebody did the math
What's
on the
up?
shotgun too. The shotgun was
hilarious.
1/5 of the deaths in that game. Something
Mhm.
crazy like that. A total
Yeah, it
for
was
the
something like
betas.
that,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Okay.
The
The
They're gonna nerf the shit
range,
out of
the
that shotgun.
range was
Yeah,
way too
yeah.
good on it. Like they
Oh.
need to tone down the range for sure.
Bro, it was stupid. It was stupid. They're going to. But yeah, for me, the movement I think does need to be cleared, or does need to be brought down a little bit from that level. Again, speed wise, as far as
Yeah, it
running
felt
goes,
fine.
I think I'm in agreement
Yeah.
with you. It felt fine. It felt fine. Like I had zero problem with gun or with knife. Like that felt all good to me. But the overall sliding and that kind of shit, like, yeah, no, I don't want to be in Battlefield with that stuff. Like I just don't. And that's what it turns into. And I do think that they are going to lose some of what was their potential audience by doing it this way, but they're holding
play COD.
true. Right, exactly. But I think it's more important to Zempel and his team to hold true to what they're going for, which was more closer to the older school Battlefield, which again, for most of us, they nailed it 75% of the way, at least, right? If not more. They came very close. So I'm all in agreement with this. Mav, what are you thinking about this movement, man? After you played it and kind of seeing some of this.
I liked the movement in some instances, like if I'm getting shot at from distances, being able to like move freely to try and get into a better situation, avoid the fire, and get into cover, that kind of stuff. I think the movement worked great for that, but man, I came across too many instances of those fuckers just jumping around like crazy ass motherfuckers, and doing like this shit, and it's like I don't know.
Part of me thinks that like I don't even know if it was the movement at the end of the day, like because I noticed towards the second weekend of the beta, I think it started becoming more of like a net code issue, because I would be around corners or under cliffs and stuff, and I would start dying.
That's the problem.
So
do we have to fix? Yes.
Yeah.
That was something I did bring up too, Jasper. Was around corners got worse the second weekend by a long shot.
Yeah. I just don't want to like every time I fucking am aiming for a corner because I know somebody there, have somebody jump in front of me and fucking hit me. Like that shit drives me fucking crazy. It's just shit like, okay, I understand like if you're a space marine and you got a spacesuit on and you're a super soldier, hey, jump all the fuck you want to. You got a spacesuit on, man. Holy shit, you're a badass. You're fucking genetically modified super soldier. You should be able to do shit like that. Like it's one of the things that's always bothered me about Call of Duty. Honestly, I get that it's part of COD, but I remember back in the day when fuckers started doing that shit, I was like, what the fuck is this? It didn't exist from the beginning.
That's why they called it
back
Halo
in my
jumping.
day, we had no sprint.
Yeah, and like
Halo
all of a sudden it was like,
Why I hate. Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck are we playing here? Like, are you fuckers just jumping around
Halo.
like dumbasses? Like, you're soldiers. You're
They
fucking.
learned it from Halo.
Yeah,
that's what's called halo jumping.
100%.
That's the only reason halo jumping exists.
I
because
know, man, but
people
like,
start to do it in the COD.
fucking do it in Halo. Don't do it in fucking like it's always bothered me in Call of Duty. I can't when somebody fucking jumps in front of out from the corner and fucking shoots me. I get so pissed off, man. I get so fucking pissed. And especially when you play against a whole fucking team of those motherfuckers. Yeah. And it's either them or it's the other two motherfuckers that are hiding in some random fucking corner in a room, just sitting there ducked down the whole fucking game.
It says the guy kicked out of Call of Duty for setting in someone's spot for so long.
Hey, I was covering an objective aimed with an LMG at the doorway at an objective. I was playing the objective. Okay, that was bullshit. They should not have kicked me for that. Anyway, but like the corner stuff, they're just hiding constantly in fucking random areas, or like the jumping around corners. I just fucking can't stand that shit. Yep. So the more they do to take that out of games, please leave it in Halo. Yeah. Because you're a fucking space marine, man. That's what it's for.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. No. Good.
And Halo also has a lot longer TTK. So like
it does.
You know, like the jumping
a lot more Punisher
doesn't mean an instant kill in Halo. You know what I mean? That like a lot of times, like it's part of the whole dance of the gameplay. But when you go into COD, you know, or something like that, and it's just like bing, bing, ding, it's dead. You know, it's just annoying as fuck. And please, you should not be able to shoot somebody from like 100 yards away with the fucking shotgun and kill them.
Yeah, no, they're nerfing the shit out of that. We know that.
Now that she's using slug ammo, and I didn't see the option for slug ammo in the game.
And even with slug ammo,
that would be the exception, though. I can give you some leeway for that.
I had forgotten that Bad Company had that issue, though, where you could shoot them across the map with a shotty. Like that was.
Oh no, people were sniping during the beta. People were definitely sniping with shotguns.
Oh yeah. No, it's dumb. It's dumb. No, we're all in agreement then. Cool. I can't wait till October. I think they're gonna nail this. And again, I know some people are complaining again about the maps. I think they're gonna work all that out. I think that this is long term. I'm happy with how they're starting out, and I'm cool with them starting this way and then growing this game out. I think that was the most important thing, was to get the opening salvo right and then worry about the rest. And I think that's what they're doing here. So I'll take 9 maps. I'll take the majority being smaller maps and let them build out. And then, like I said, as the community grows, if this game is as great as the beta was, Portal will open up our opportunity for players to create maps, and we'll be able to create big maps, and people will do that. People will absolutely do that. And we'll have the big rush maps. We'll have that shit handcrafted by people in the community, and there'll be good ones, there'll be bad ones, just like in any other community, but we will get the content. Yeah.
And most of the servers that end up becoming popular aren't always the main Battlefield EA backed servers. They're most of the time the custom servers that got the up ticket numbers that have certain class or certain loadouts and stuff like, or certain setups and stuff like that. That's the word I was looking for. I was looking at this. I was looking at this thing that Voix Metamatic in chat wrote. He says, "Peeps hyping up Battlefield now. Then when it releases, they'll do what they always do: complain."
Oh,
and Voix, as a Battlefield fan, I haven't played every Battlefield. Especially I didn't play 1, and
we weren't doing that here with 2042. We were playing and having fun, talking about how
we were excited about. We were excited the whole time through. I mean, although we did talk about the issues,
the problems,
right? We talked about the issues, but we still enjoyed it. Which is, I've been fighting re-downloading the game because I do want to play it. They entice me with having that season pass that.
Yep, it's good.
Carries over. They
Iwo Jima. I think Iwo Jima plays well. Iwo Jima plays well too.
Does it? But the only thing that I'll say to that is Battlefield is like COD, like Halo, like any of the good shooters. People that are veterans to those games are always going to be excited. And if the game doesn't turn out the way that we thought it could or should, there's going to be backlash. I do think that if you've been paying attention over the years, that this situation is quite different. Not only does it feel different, but there's also different people at the helm of it, right? It'd be one thing if Vince Zampella wasn't at the helm of this again. I also don't think if Vince Zampella was at the helm that they would be doing Battlefield 6. I think they would still be trying to fix 2042, and you wouldn't be able to buy 2042 for $3 right now. I don't think that would be what they wanted to do. But with Vince being there and just having his pedigree, I don't know. Maybe it's just because of my gaming experience, and I'm not saying that he has to be the end all to be all, but seemingly, when I hear, hey, we got teams that can't seemingly agree one way or the other, and I know that you have somebody at the helm who can make the hard decisions and live with those decisions as he has done. Again, Titanfall should be the best example of somebody who, hey, he obviously has a good mind on his shoulders. EA didn't show him any love in that specific example, but there's obviously something there. And from what I just played from the beta, I can't recall any previous Battlefield beta, at least that I've played, where I came away this positive from it. 2042, I didn't come away this positive from the beta. I felt good. I was like, hey, it has potential. I think we could do something here. We had good times with it. Still got those old traditional Battlefield feels. But this again, you want to call it nostalgia? Like, oh, you old guys getting what you wanted. This is why we don't get evolution in games. It's like, well, Battlefield has also proved that it tries to evolve and it doesn't work either. So go back to what works, and then we just build from there. So,
and I would argue that the destruction is actually evolution. So we are getting back
and I agree with
what
that.
we had. And honestly, and obviously they could even do more. And I hope the future that they do. Somebody posted a video comparing Bad Company 2, Battlefield 4, and Battlefield 6 destruction. Bad Company 2's destruction,
yeah, it was
is ridiculous.
Oh, that's complete level. Yeah, that's complete. We level everything.
The way the buildings fell
didn't matter.
Though on top of it, like how it fell from the destruction points wherever you hit it at, and the different beams in the buildings like falling independently, like they were on a whole nother level, bro. Like a whole nother level. Like I hope they get back to that shit. But I'll take this again. This is good. We are in a very good spot with this destruction. I like this destruction. So, what do you guys think real quick about the rumors that they're trying to get to a yearly release? I'm pretty sure I know what everybody's going to, I don't care who goes on this, but supposedly, for anybody who doesn't know, internally, who was it? It was, what's his face? Pactor. Pactor was supposed, again, take it with a grain of salt. Pactor's another guy, whatever, hit or miss. He was told internally that they are looking to get 3 teams permanently working on Battlefield and making it a yearly release, just like COD. Anybody take it? I don't care.
I'm okay. I'm only okay with it if the experiences are different enough, right, to where they're like their own iterations. Like if it's something like Hardline, you know what I mean? Like Battlefield Hardline. Maybe a World War II series and then the modern series. You know, like if you do stuff like that, like to where it was iterative and different with its own style and gameplay modes within them, I would be okay with it, but only in that sense. I don't think it needs it though. But
I think the yearly shit for shooters is dumb, especially when they're multiplayer. I think it's just the dumbest shit ever. I don't know business wise why anybody would sit back and say, you know what is the smartest thing to do? This game that is a live service that we have to continuously support year in and year out, bring in new maps and try to balance and all these things, why you don't have at least a 3-year cycle on these games. Yeah. I think by year 3, you may finally have all the maps that you wanted. The game finally is, the game is exactly where you want it to be at. You got all the guns that you want. You got the most of the community that you're going to jump, that's going to jump in. It's the same way that I feel about COD. I think COD would do better if just across the board, if it went to after this one, we don't get another COD until 2028. I know that we've we've had information from internally that wouldn't work for them fiscally, and the finances don't hammer themselves out. I think that's just a bunch of bullshit. I really do. I just don't, especially what we experienced from this last Call of Duty, going from Modern Warfare to Black Ops 6 and seeing everything carry over. That's part of what's got me so negative on this COD, because it seems like that's not what you're carrying over. This whole collective thing that I felt like you were doing, you're not doing. So what is the point in doing this yearly thing? I get expansions, stories, stuff like that, but damn, like, you wanting to release a new version of this game, I don't think it's not great for sports games. It doesn't make a remote bit of sense to me financially, outside of you just being greedy and thinking that people are going to continue to buy your game. And again, I think this is where Battlefield kind of, or at least the people inside on Battlefield, the higher ups or whatever, are a little bit too out of their mind, because you're not Call of Duty, right? But you should be able to look out the window and see, you know what? Maybe that isn't working that great for COD. Maybe we should focus on the quality of the experience, and then hammer out behind the scenes, get a small team together, say, hey, by 2028, we need to have a Battlefield ready. You know what I mean? What's going to be the idea for the next one that we do down the line, when we have given it time, when we see what people want, when we actually have an idea of where we want to take this next game, instead of trying to rush behind into the next one. Because it doesn't make if that happens, I will play less Battlefield. I will just buy less Battlefield. It's going to be the same thing that I'm doing with COD. I mean, with COD releasing every year, I haven't bought every COD or played COD every year because of this exact same reason. Like, it's not different enough for you to give that the runway. So that's my biggest issue with it. I think it's more greedy than anything.
I will say that I understand why they want to do it, because they see the potential, like Call of Duty, where they make a shit ton of money every year, and that's their whole goal. But at the same time, I don't know if Battlefield is big enough to where it does that, because if you look at 2042, for example, that came out and it tanked. So if Battlefield has a bad year, if they do this, are they going to be able to, is EA going to take that hit and be like, I guess we'll just keep doing this every year? Or is EA going to look up and be like, we're going to give up?
But there's been bad Call of Duty too.
Yeah, but see, Call of Duty still is profitable.
Right.
Whereas I don't know if Battlefield would
people still buy it. People will still buy it regardless. Mm-hmm. I don't think people will still. Again, if you're talking about, like, I'm gonna just throw random now. I know there's more solid numbers you could probably throw out there, but let's just say you're talking about 100 million people who will play COD versus the 10 million people, maybe 20 million on a good year. People that'll play Battlefield. Like, that's such a significant delta.
Yeah.
Let's just use
if anything, I would want them to maybe do like maybe 2-year cycles where they do like Battlefield for 2 years, and then like the next 2 years later you get a Battlefront, and then 2 years later you may get like a Battlefield. The next 2 years you may get a different franchise that they're working on that's kind of in the same kind of boat.
Maybe.
Where were we at last gen when they were doing all the different Battlefields? Was it every other year at that point?
It was longer than that.
I think it's been like 2-3 years.
Like, we had
usually.
like
it's usually 2 or 3 years. Is
after 4 there was one. Then there was like Hardline.
It was Hardline.
Yeah, it was Hardline. Then there was like 1. Then there was 5. Right.
Yeah.
And
I'm
then
looking up right now.
Then 2042 is the next one after that.
So if we start from Bad Company 2, that came out in 2010. Then Battlefield 3 came out in 2011, and those were made by different teams.
Yeah,
which is what they would do here, engines. Right?
Right. Then after 2011, they had more updates and stuff, and then they did a 2-year cycle. So yeah, 2013 Battlefield 4 came out, so 2 years there. Then after Battlefield 4, you had Hardline, which was meant to be a different experience. That came out a year later. And then you had Battlefield 1 that next year. So it looks like the main team is on a 2-year cycle, where they have the other team kind of filling in that space.
So that's what I would be almost okay. Like if the other experiences were like different, like if it was something unique. Like I think Hardline was an interesting game in its own right. You know what I mean? Just for the time that it came out, it was fine. It was fine. It wasn't meant to be the next huge thing in gaming, but it was like something for Battlefield to sell that year, and I enjoyed playing it. You know, for a few months and just done with it, right? And then the next Battlefield came out, but I think it also depends on does the next thing that they come out how much support does it stop for the previous title, right? And like you don't want a mainline Battlefield to stop support after only a year, you know. So
that's the other thing as well, because we're talking about player bases and you're continuously splitting player bases up within your own games. And when you're as cool as it may be for you to have like those offshoot games, I just think at a certain point when we're already looking at the reality of the situations that the generation behind me and the generation behind them aren't looking to play Battlefield as an example, or we're just seeing this kind of fall off as far as who's spending money in the gaming industry. I just don't think that it makes financial sense for you to do that. I think it would be more integral for you to, hey, let's take our teams, whatever teams that we want to do Battlefield with, have them focus on one game. Then, hey, 2 years, 3 years later, like right now, it looks like they're more so on a 3-year cycle coming after Battlefield 1. We say, hey, if you want to wait 2 years, maybe you drop a Bad Company 3. Then after 2 years, hey, then you drop your next mainline Battlefield 7. You know, maybe you do it that way so you have enough of that separation. 2 years of constant multiplayer experience. But I mean, but you see people even go back to Battlefield 4 and they go back to these older games when they're not happy with the one they're playing now. It's just, I don't know. I want them to find more ways to keep more of the player base together.
And I think
that's the main
EA is definitely the company I don't go into a yearly cycle, because if they take anything from their Madden or FIFA experience where they just literally copy assets every year, you're going to end up with some shit by 3 years down the road that's like, what is this? Like, it's lost all its identity. So I don't know.
It's a fact.
I mean, yeah. Again, I think sports games are a good example.
Well, yeah, and I just don't think they're in the position to do it with Battlefield, or won't be in any time soon. Like, they need to get out. They need to build this community out, and I don't think they have enough differentiating. I mean, what are you going to do? World War One in between modern, and then do hardline, like Mav said? Like,
I mean,
when
I talked about that earlier. That's another hurdle. Like,
right,
we're at a point now. It's like how often can you just keep going back and forth until people are tired of that?
Right. I mean, Call of Duty has
Wild
Black
West
Ops,
Battlefield.
Right?
Let's go.
Got Modern Warfare, right? but yeah, right. That's what I'm saying. That's the problem that you're going to run into, because eventually you're going to make, like, they just don't have the community. Like, Call of Duty community just shows up and buys it, and that's, but they can do like, even if they lose 5 million people in 1 year because the game sucks, it still doesn't matter. They're a top-selling game every single freaking year. Battlefield's not in any close to that position to be able to do that shit.
Battlefield 1842, man. Let's go.
Well, I mean, again, I'd love to. I've said all along, I hope Zampella has huge success and come 2142. That's what I've said. Zampella can't make Titanfall. Now he's in charge of Battlefield. Fuck it, make Titanfall.
Well, if they can't make
Right.
Battlefront games anymore, also, like, that's would be like the hey 2142 would be pretty crazy,
right?
You know?
But bring in mechs, bring in all that shit. But I'm just saying, I just don't know if they have the franchise to be able to split up, like, to do a yearly. What are you gonna do?
What
8,
so
9,
what if
10,
it's
11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16?
what if it's okay? So what if it's like every other year?
Yeah.
And you still split up to where it's like different experiences like that, but then the middle year is like a fun kind of expansion.
Well, yeah, I've always talked about. That's what we talked about for Call of Duty. Expansions would be fine with.
Yeah,
I have zero problems with expansions.
You know the interesting thing.
$40, $50 expansion, that's fine.
You know, the one game, like, we give Ubisoft a lot of shit a lot of times, you know, but like they had a single play, like Far Cry. They kind of did that with Far Cry, right? Like they had Far Cry 3, then they had Blood Dragon, then they had Far Cry 4, then they had
right
the fucking BC one, right? Then they had Far
I mean,
Cry
even if you look
5
at Battlefield Bad Company 2 did it. They had Bad Company 2 come out, and then like a year and a half later, they had Bad Company 2 Vietnam. It was a major expansion that changed the entire scenery of the game.
Right.
But Battlefield
That's
1943
what I
was
want to
really
get back
good.
to that.
Right.
Like, expand the main game first. How about we just do that? You want to put out a new game? Just expand the base game. Why can't we get expansions anymore? Like, where are we at? That's what I mean. Like, you're so focused about making a whole new game. We're in a live service era where you're fighting for people's time and you just want to separate the player. But like, what are we talking about? I mean, even if they're separated by an expansion, it is easier for somebody to spend $30 for an expansion than it is like to say, oh, well, now we need you to spend $70 on this Battlefield again.
Well,
Just
like,
just use it as an example.
That's why I don't like what COD's doing like the full next iteration of Black Ops in Modern Warfare, like the following year after the like. It was, to me, that was so stupid. Like, because you take like one of the biggest fucking Call of Duty launches in a long time, Modern Warfare 2, and then you just kill the hype and vibe around that with Modern Warfare 3, and then they're doing the same thing with Black Ops. Black Ops 6, man, it was biggest launch ever again, and then you're doing the same thing. Like, oh, there's Black Ops 7 already, and it's like, well, shit. It'd been better if they did something else and then save those for later, you know. But yeah, I'd rather them do expansions like you guys are saying. Like, even if it's an off the wall, crazy, over the top expansion or something, just fun or stupid or whatever.
Yeah, you can do whatever. Because again, it's just adding on to the core experience.
Yep.
So.
Okay. Well, I mean, I figured that's where we're gonna go, but it's interesting to hear everybody's ideas as far as what they could do, because I think that there is a lot there. You can figure out some other things or ways to go about it. I just don't think they have the opportunity right now. Let's focus on getting 6 out the door and making it like a 2-year great experience, right? Like let's just focus on that. Yes, please. Let's just
we're already working on the next game.
Right, exactly. No.
Come on, dog.
Do you think that they have a team already
AAA.
working on the next Battlefield right now?
Probably. They
Probably
probably do.
concepting it,
They
I would
probably have
assume.
a small team already. Like, oh, we want you guys to formulate a little planogram of what the next one could be.
Well, if
Tell us
that's
about it in
their
the next 3
long-term
months.
goal, you would think that's already something that's happening, right?
You would think so. I hope. Unless it's like I said, unless it's Zampella being petty and going, fine, you're not gonna let me make Titanfall, then we're doing 2142 next after I crush this, and I'm already gonna have my respawn team working on some early mech shit, and we're gonna go Titanfall Battlefield next.
It's
Fuck you,
Battlefall.
Yes. Oh yeah. No, do it.
I mean,
Do it. I'm all for
again,
it.
2142 is such an easy
Correct.
bag to get into because
Correct.
you can literally write it off as it's just a remake.
I'm just bringing
It's
back
a game we released
2142.
already. It came out in 2006.
It
For
was
those who
never on
didn't
console.
experience it,
It was never on console.
here you go. Yep, never on console. Hey,
Correct.
here you go. Brand new experience. Remake.
Yep.
Has
And
one
that
of
would
like
fulfill what you're asking.
it has a
Just
mode that people have been begging for years to come back,
Yep.
and it just
That's what I'm saying. There's a lot of bonuses that he could look over and go, okay, I'm gonna go right back.
I figured
in my
though
bag.
they would probably just do like what they did. They would call it like 2143, like how they
Sure.
did with the
Maybe.
1943.
Sure.
But
I don't
I was
care
just-
what he does.
Yeah.
I was just more so considering like it being as cost effective as possible
Mhm.
and thinking that
Yeah.
EA maybe has some of that code. Still not saying that they would still use it. Of course, they'd want to build it from the ground up.
Well, they've got it
but
because it's
it's
all in
just-
Apex Legends, so it's all there.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. But it already, again, this game has already existed. So it's like, why not just, hey, this is our remake remaster thing that we're doing. So
No,
if
I
we
think
wanted
it's
to be
fucking
different.
fantastic, bro. God, the Titanfall community would go nuts, bro. Call it 2242 and bring the Titanfalls back. Bring the full
Titanfall
mechs
Wild
back.
West.
What is your obsession with
what, Red Dead Battlefield, huh?
Don't complain to Rockstar for not.
That should be the
keeping
next
up with,
Halo
Red Dead
game.
Online.
A Halo game, Master Chief's travels in
Rockstar
time.
could have done it. They could
Halo
have
goes
had
back
the
in
online
time?
gameplay.
Yeah, Halo goes
Yeah,
back
man.
in time. Master Chief accidentally It's like Planet of the Apes. He like lands back on Earth, but he doesn't realize he's on Earth. You know, it's like, oh, there's people here driving cars and or wagons and shit. Not cars.
Cortana sent them back in time.
Yeah. We need to stop the Covenant before they even existed.
So We just don't take Mavis ideas. That's what I've learned tonight.
It's like
Making movies with
Terminator.
Clint Eastwood.
It's like Terminator with like a fucking Master Chief, but you send him to the Wild West. It was like Back to the Future 3.
Can't be serious.
Imagine Master Chief
Actually,
fighting
I
a
We
bunch
can
of
have
fucking-
we can have this
so
little
funny,
band
dude.
as the theme song called CCR.
That's the way to make the Wild West game. Use the one that has all the badass weapons. Everybody else has just got pistols and fucking rifles.
We'll just call it Halo Leap, and it'll be like Quantum Leap, the TV series. It
Dude.
goes back and helps people. Halo Leap.
Yes.
Master Chief goes
Fuck
back into
yeah.
all different types of people.
Let's go. Except
And him and
that needs
Cortana
to-
go help out.
that needs to be a game.
Yeah,
You
Halo
just-
Leap. Okay.
Or just any
Yeah,
a space
anything like
marine
that.
time traveler that goes to different levels based on fucking time periods. That'd be pretty badass. You know, you're in a sword fight and you got fucking like machine guns and shit against them. That'd be pretty fun.
What was that game on the 360? I forgot what it was called, but like you went back to like the Civil War for like the first level, and then like they gave you like an M16 or whatever, and you just like mowing down people. remember what it was
What
called,
was
though.
that game? I remember that game. God dang it! But it's like
Turn-
that
is
new
it-
game coming out,
Yeah.
Kingslayer or whatever the hell it is. too.
Yeah.
Where you
Yeah.
can build drive cars and shit. That's gonna be dope. That's
What
gonna be
was
fun.
what was Time Splitters like the campaign like? I don't remember.
I don't
the campaign?
Yeah.
It was weird and wacky, and you were just going from time zone to time zone doing shit.
Yeah.
You
Darkest
had,
of
you had all different
Days,
weapons.
that's what it was
in
called.
different
Darkest of
times.
Days. I want.
You would find
Yeah.
different weapons.
Yeah, are they making a new Call of Juarez? Didn't we find that out?
Yes. Supposedly they're rebooting Call of War.
Man, that
Yes.
it had an underrated multiplayer mode that nobody played, bro. It was
I
fun.
never
See,
played.
point proven.
Why would I? We had Gears. Like what?
Man, it had some like
Yeah.
cool modes, like people be showing up on the, you know, like an old school gunfights you see in the westerns, where like the guys are just like pop up on the rooftops.
Sure.
You know, like all that you got to walk down the town street, and you know, just like looking out as somebody walks out of the saloon. You know,
Again, this is what Red Dead
Oh,
Online
man.
was supposed to be, Mav.
love it.
That's what it was supposed to be. That's what everybody had hoped it was going to be. Rockstar abandoned it, fuckers. They could have had it all.
Yeah, they were only
wasn't
making
there-
$100 million every month off of it. It was they couldn't
Didn't
afford
we
it.
finally get a rumor that they're supposed to actually be doing this? Finally, the Series S and X like version of that game.
Yeah, the patch is supposed to be coming supposedly.
Yeah,
The next gen patch.
they'll
yeah.
resell it. I mean,
They'll
man,
resell it.
that game's glorious on
It's beautiful
like,
on PC. No,
on
PC.
PC. He's fucking amazing. Well, I would play Red Dead Online on PC if you guys played it. Like, it could be glorious.
It could be, but it's not.
We just
No
need to make it a
gooders.
thing. The return of the no gooders.
Quick thoughts before we get everybody out of here. If you had to bet money today, if you had $1 million to bet, how much of the $1 million would you bet that Forza Horizon 6 is going to be set in Japan at this
Ooh.
point?
The whole million.
The whole million? Okay. Jasper?
Yep.
Oof. I'll give it a quarter.
Quarter mil? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Mav?
$27.
You don't get to keep the rest.
I'm just saying, you're giving me $1 million. Like, I'm pretty good with that. Like, I don't need to get all crazy with the difference.
Okay, I was just doing something different than the percent chance. Okay, just
Okay,
roll with it, would you?
I will say I'm at like a 90% chance it's gonna be in Japan now.
Now he went back to 90% chance.
Yeah,
So
well,
you
I'm not
give
giving any. I'm not
900,000.
betting $900,000. I've seen some
I
crazy
hate you.
shit this generation.
Don't ever ask me to take the chair again. Yeah, I hate you. You can't even play with me, fucker. Pause. Anyways, okay, so we got 100% $1 million. We got Jasper at $250,000, and we got Mav at $900,000. I'm also in Steele's camp. I'm betting $1 million that this thing's going to be in Japan. If for anybody who doesn't know why I asked that question, this week, real quick, we did have a little kind of, I guess, accidental leak. There was a company who supposedly posted on their Instagram. I believe that's where it
I
came
didn't
from.
have all
was
this
their
information for this bet.
Yes, I know. Oh, you didn't. Oh, you didn't even know, Jasper, huh? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Well, Jasper.
Yeah, there was like
I'll let you.
it-
I'll let you
is
adjust it.
key
So-
key cards, right?
Yeah, so they posted that they were scanning key cars, KEI cars. And this company is working with, of course, Playground Game. It was Playground. Was it Playground directly, or was it? I think it was one of their subsidiary, or one of their partner companies. Said they were scanning key cars. Everybody knows they're working with Playground. And then deleted the post after that. And obviously, key cars are Japanese style cars, right? So, yeah, I mean, we've kind of figured this is where they're going. There's been some other information out there that it's not Japan this time. It just made too much sense. If you've heard all of us talk on any of our shows, I think we've all said, let's go to Japan. Now, Mav and I specifically has said, yes, but you got to have city racing. You got to have freeway racing like Tokyo Extreme. Like Steel has said that you got to bring in Hezi. Like he started the show off.
Or just traffic more so.
Traffic more so than anything.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying to give that feeling, I guess I should say, not an actual mode, but just give that feeling. And so I think we're all kind of agreement there. So it sounds like Japan is closer to reality. And like I said, everybody is expecting, I think we're all expecting it to show up next year. That's the hint that obviously, Phil put out there, Forza, and Halo, Gears, and Forza are going to be there next year for the anniversary. So, Japan, we're all excited. That's all I got to say. I don't know, Jasper. Are you excited about Japan?
I am.
Okay. All right. Jasper's in. Jasper.
Yeah, I think it's the easiest. I think it's the easiest home run for you to hit, especially since you're doing Fable as well right now. Why try to do something that you have to think too hard about? Do what everybody's been asking for. Make this next game as easy as it can be. Make it street. Again, you have Need for Speed has gone to the wayside. You're really the main person or main IP that can take over this lane, and all people would do is talk about you for the next 3 years, especially because I think what they would do with this one as well is that it would release on PlayStation Day and date. It's kind of like, why not?
I've said that. I think especially with the sales for Horizon 5.
You would just make a dumb amount of money. I think that game would easily sell 30 million copies in its first month.
Good. Good. I agree. Anybody else? Anything other extra thoughts on Japan?
Super excited. I just hope they do it right. I hope we get a little bit of city stuff going in there. Some, nighttime city highway driving. Be amazing. But even if it is just the countryside, though, man, it could be still amazing in Japan. But I really want that experience. So
I hope if they do Japan, they kind of increase their car customization, so you can kind of make those more Fast and the Furious cars.
It's a massive part of the culture, Jasper, and that's kind of why we talk about the city driving. The Yakuza were involved in street racing back in the day over in Japan. There's a massive amount of culture there that, if they just totally ignored that and didn't do any of that kind of stuff, I'd be shocked.
Can we just set the game in 2001 or something like that?
That'd be dope too.
No cars newer than that. Everything 2001 and before. That would piss a lot of people off, I think. But
it would piss way too many people off.
Yeah, I want my car in that game.
Yeah, Jasper's got the perfect car for this. But yeah, I think they're going to go there, and I think they're going to do exactly what we're talking about, and I think they're going to respect the culture of car racing that's been there, that started there, especially the tuner scene that really, again, America had American muscle. That's always been respected. That was a huge thing here. It started here, but Japan had the tuner scene start there. That was where it came from, and filtered to the West and became massive, right? Just absolutely massive. So I hope they respect that. I think they will. And I think everybody, like Steele said, it's going to be the easiest W that you can get for Playground. A lot of pressure off of you because it's so easy for that team that has mastered.
They do it right.
Right. But I'm
have
saying
fun with it too. That's the other thing.
They can have fun with it. They've mastered this craft. Again, you could go back, and I talked about this when we talked about this before, Mav. I think it was a month ago or so when we started the show. You asked what they should go back to for Horizon
Wild
Forbidden
West
DLC.
Forza.
Wild West Forza, yeah, no. But I think you go back to Fast and the Furious, because like I said, you could bring back the Fast and the Furious DLC again, because obviously they've talked about that Fast and the Furious is going to go back to the car culture and get away from the action bullshit that they went to. Whatever, it made them $1 billion. I would do whatever I want to, but they're going to bring it back to more of the car culture and racing. Perfect timing to have DLC for Forza Horizon 6 in Japan with all of that. I mean, my God, just bring it all back, brother, like you said. So
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be a win. Anybody else got anything any other pressing topics before we get everybody out of here that you guys wanted to touch on?
I don't know if we talked about it earlier, but Silksong, Knight Silksong got. I mean,
I haven't beat the first game, so I have no interest.
Like,
in the second
I
game.
mean, this is a big deal.
It's
thing.
big.
It's a big.
But I'm just glad everybody can stop talking about it.
It's a big fucking deal.
It's coming out soon.
It's a big fucking deal.
It's coming out next month.
Again, there's a feral fan base around this game, so there is no doubt about. I'm just happy for indie gamer.
Yeah,
indie
the
gamer
same.
is like one of the lead.
First person I thought of when I saw
this
the date,
forever.
yeah.
Oh God, bro. Yeah. So that is coming, and they reconfirmed that it is coming to Game Pass as well. So like Mav said before early in the show, which was good. What date is it? September
4th.
What is it?
4th. I think September 4th. It's like 3 weeks away or something like that. Yeah.
Right around the corner.
And,
so yes, all you Silksong fans, absolutely rejoice.
Game Pass is fucking cooking, man. That's gonna be one of the biggest releases of the year. In a year where there's not a lot of like major tentpole releases. So Hollow Knight Silksong will be one of the big releases of this year. The last one sold like 15 million copies for an indie game. That's crazy.
I know. If Cherry hits it out of the park, that's going to be up for Game of the Year.
They're not getting review. They're not releasing review copies.
Nope, because they said it would be unfair to the Kickstarter people. So, which is I agree with.
So I mean, I don't think anybody's doubting that the game will be good. So, finally, awesome. We got a release date. We still didn't get one for Replaced. Super Meat Boy 3D.
We are getting more information. Yep.
Yeah, Super Meat Boy 3D is coming to Game Pass day and date. Also, I don't know if that was. I think that was already known as well, but yeah, like there's a lot of stuff.
Helldivers 2, Halo ODST, August 26th.
That's official. Yep.
That's official. Looking cool. People are hyped. That's going to sell a lot of Xbox.
Splinter Cell. We got a Netflix show.
So sad, bro. Whatever.
Triangle Strategy Shadow dropped.
Shenmue fans. All my fellow Shenmue fans, Shenmue 3 is finally coming to Xbox. They're releasing an enhanced version across all platforms, and it's finally coming to Xbox. So that has now put to bed. I don't care what anybody says. Go play Shenmue 3 if you're a Shenmue fan. Yes, it ends weirdly, but Yu Suzuki, who knows? There's a chance that he's going to pop out another one. Because, again, this is supposed to be 5 games in the Shenmue series. And we've just gotten 3, and people weren't happy with the 3rd one. But go pick it up because it'll encourage you to come back and probably do 4 and 5. I think that's why the enhanced version is coming out. That's a big moment for all the Shenmue fans, including myself. Dope that they're bringing this out.
Yeah.
What were you saying? Oh yeah, Triangle Strategy Shadow dropped during Gamescom this week. Like we talked about, it's on sale right now, $41.99 on Xbox. Shadow dropped into Xbox. Triangle Strategy is a very, very. I've not played it personally, but I've watched a lot of people play this because I love my turn-based tactics style games. A lot of people that are turn-based fanatics said that Triangle Strategy is very, very good, very good. And I've watched people play it. $42, play anywhere. Xbox Play Anywhere.
I'll just say this one last thing. PlayStation just increasing their prices during Gamescom for the consoles. Yeah, it's what it is. But I will say this. You know, the price got close between the PS5 Digital and the Series S after the Series S raised their price, after Xbox raised their prices. Now that the cheapest PS5 you can get is $500, come GTA 6 and all these games that are going to be coming out that are next-gen only, that means that the Series S is going to be substantially the cheapest entry into next generation gaming for console only next gen games now. As before, now for a little while now it was like only $20 more to get a PS5. Now it's like $120 more to get a PS5 if you go to Mac factory pricing and stuff. So Series S is hands down the best value. And also, it played Battlefield 6 extremely well.
Supposedly, according, you played it on.
Yeah, I tried it on the living room one on the Series, and it was fucking. I couldn't tell the difference, bro.
Cool.
Between the Series X and the Series S, I honestly couldn't tell the difference. It was fucking
Perfect.
like running like smooth as butter, and all that shit. Madden plays great on it too. Like, so anyway.
So does Black Myth Wukong on a Series S apparently.
Yeah, apparently.
I was just gonna bring that up. Stu. I was
those
just gonna bring that up
fuckers again. Those
I was gonna bring up
fuckers.
all the gatekeepers. Yeah, all the gatekeepers out there who again say that everybody else should not talk about this shit and that nobody else knows and that we should trust the devs and that the devs were obviously not lying and that they just can't get it to run on the Series S, guys. And these were very serious. These are very serious people, bro. Yeah, they've got it 60 locked on Series S all of a sudden. And not only that, there's 3 modes to choose from on the Series S. So, okay. So very serious people told us that we shouldn't tell devs what they can and cannot
Marsh,
do.
He's because Marsh says Black Myth 720p 60 FPS LMAO.
Yeah,
bro. Sure, but look at the clips that people are playing. If somebody didn't tell you that it was 720p, would you know?
That motherfucker was running on a Steam Deck at launch, man. You can't tell me they couldn't get it on a Series S.
Again,
come on, people.
It's more about the serious, very serious people who tell us that we don't know shit, that nobody knows shit.
Hey,
not even just that.
Yep.
People will bitch that the game's always 720p on Series X, and then everyone wants to go buy a fucking handheld where it's gonna be 720p 45 FPS. Right. So it's like, why are you complaining?
Right.
But the thing that pissed me off the most is when all this conversation was going around about, oh, why are they skipping? And all the PlayStation guys are out there, but it's because of the Series S. The fucking developer, the president of their company, is over there and doing interviews in China and stuff. And he's like, well, we couldn't get it on the Series S. It would take us years to be able to figure out how to optimize for that system. 6 months later, a year from the date of fucking release on the PlayStation, it's coming to Xbox. And not only that, at 60 frames per second. Now they've fed into that bullshit for marketing and all that stuff, and that's why that pisses me off. That's why I don't like those developers.
And if anybody doesn't know who we are, we have had the same discussion about Xbox first party devs saying the same bullshit. Okay.
Yes. 100%.
So we have called out everybody.
I
called out.
They didn't
Todd
take deals to leave out
frames.
the game off the fucking console though. Like
no,
took a deal.
But I'm just saying,
didn't fucking come on the console, and then they went on and doubled down with fucking lies and fed into that whole bullshit narrative for marketing.
Dying Light devs did it. Everybody's done it. We've called them all out. It's not just because it's Black Myth because they decided to go with PlayStation. We don't pull that bullshit. We don't pull punches here. It's been for everybody. We've given the frames. There's been Xbox fans in our chats that hate us for calling out the first party for not getting 60 frames. The devs have been lying this entire generation. That's a fact. The devs are not immortal gods. The devs are not special human beings. The devs play the same fucking lying ass games that everybody else does. And for all the people that want to say, oh, you guys don't know any better. Again, I'm not the tech guy. I don't know shit, but I listen to tech guys. And again, there's some obvious things that happen where we go, no, you guys can get it on there. You just don't want to take the time to do it. That's all it really comes down to. And we've been proven right. I think we're at 100% at this point.
Yeah.
Like there hasn't been one dev who claimed that they couldn't get it to 60 frames that hasn't gotten their game to
Redfall ended up being 60. Starfield ended up being 60. Dying Light ended up being 60.
Starfield's going to be on the Switch too, by the way.
Yeah.
Which the Switch 2 is also having a hard time running Elden Ring right now. So
correct.
Like what? So what do we? It's like, I mean, I had to make a post about that. It's like, bro, this is not going the way that it should. Like it just really isn't. The floor baseline for things, and then people magically thinking that you're gonna get. It's just, I don't know, man. Things are gonna continue to be interesting. I like it. It's gonna continue to make for a good conversation. People believe whatever you want to believe. I'm just saying, if you need more time, just say, hey, we need more time. And I'll be okay. I'll be all right. Hey, they need more time.
You mean you don't like them just lying to you when you know you're right?
Seemingly lying. Again, people can make their reasons for whatever, but it's like, come on, bro. I think Starfield was definitely the worst. I mean, again, regardless of mods and everything else, it was just like, Todd, come on, man. Like, what are we talking about? Like you can, but it's going to take time. Just say that instead of saying, well, if you ain't got the equipment to run it, that's just too damn bad. Might need to upgrade.
You might upgrade that GPU. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Todd.
Oh, and
Again,
when it vowed, when the dev was like, let me talk here for a second. So like, why? Like, hey, this is what it's gonna be because it's what's important. You know, like, yeah. We people don't
And
like
again
when
we're seeing low end CP or low end GPUs running things at 60 frames on PC. Again, that's where we all scratch our heads and are like, come on, bro, come on, man. You can dip it down. Again, 720. It is what it is. Give people the choices.
No.
Yeah,
I mean, like
upscale.
BT, but like to BT's point, it's 720p upscale to whatever it's gonna 1080p.
Everybody's cool with upscaling
whatever
now.
it's upscale to.
Everybody's cool with
Y'all
upscaling.
are cool. Y'all are cool with upscaling. Y'all are cool with frame gen. Y'all are cool with whatever, as long as the game feels right, right?
Yep.
That's what y'all care about.
As long as it looks good.
I've tried to argue this shit.
Yep.
But hey, as long as it feels good to y'all and it looks decent, that's all you care about. It could be y'all all believe that every game is 4K, and it's been proven time and time again. We still can't hit 4K.
And
we have a problem hitting 1600 sometimes.
If it looks like 4K on my OLED, I'm cool with it still. Hey, give me that frame gen, bro.
Hey, look, whatever.
I need it to be
pretty
pure, unadulterated, raw 4K.
That's the way Steel is. Live, raw, uncut 4K or nothing.
You can't do anything. I don't want any tricks. It needs to be.
I don't mind upscaling. Upscaling is cool because upscaling helps with temperature, helps with performance, helps with I don't mind upscaling. Frame gen is my thing, and it hasn't been implemented enough yet to where it's like, this is toxic. But it's more input latency thing for me. But again, for me, as far as like how games look, whatever trick that you got to do to make the game look good or look decent to where I can't tell.
Right.
Okay, I don't care.
I don't give a shit if I can't tell.
Can we go back to complaining about ray tracing?
Yeah,
please. Oh my God. Yes, Jasper. Can we go back to complaining about fucking ray tracing?
No, we're gonna get more ray tracing now, guys.
It's gonna cost
ray tracing sound. I'm cool with all the reflections. And like, bruh.
So there are certain games,
got hardware.
Cyberpunk with full ray tracing does look pretty freaking.
Yeah, it only costs you $2,000 for a graphics card to be able to get it.
Right, right. But all the AI, the frame gen will eventually get it, so we can run that full ray tracing. That's
eventually. But that's why it was bullshit. We see it in trailers fucking in 2020. Like, hey, this is not feasible for any of you ever to actually experience unless you have $5,000 right now to go.
I mean, the game still look good, but again, when you turn out all the bells and whistles, it is different, bro. That's something else.
Yeah, 100%.
All right, let's get everybody out of here.
I liked my Watch Dogs ray tracing.
Oh God, that was a fucking
Watch Dogs was a fucking mess.
All they had to do was make it so that the saves didn't disappear, and they couldn't even do that. But they spent the time on the ray tracing. Good, it's good. That's good. Ubisoft, that's great. Fantastic work. Anyways, I liked that game for a bit until my saves got fucked. Anyways, hey everybody, this was a fun Thursday night. Did not expect to have Steel here. That was awesome. Never expect or think that Jasper's going to hear just because he's busy too. It was great to have Jasper here. I know he said that he's in a different schedule, so now he can be here more. Surprised to have him here as well. Awesome to see all of you in the chat. Mav, you could tell tonight, man, he was just struggling all night long.
Oh, I know. I couldn't even read that one super chat about the Eagles.
He couldn't do nothing tonight. So, but he stuck it out. He didn't go back to his hospital bed. He didn't get an IV during the show, so he's good. I'm sure that's what he'll be doing next. But it was great to see everybody come out on the Thursday night, have some fun with us. Again, a lot to talk about. There was a lot of other topics we could have done a 4 or 5 hour show. Again, that's what's great about having more of the family show up here on Thursday nights. Is if we could just go, we could just keep talking and talking and talking. But I do have to get to bed too, man. I'm way past I'm done with the die over here. This is like Steel when he shows up on Saturday mornings and starts trailing off. That's what I'm doing right now. Yeah, I don't know how Steel does that shit because that Steel's nuts. But I'm starting to trail off here. But anyways, thank you all for showing up on the Thursday night for the not PM and the PM Xbox Ultimate Family Thursday night special. Hoorah. Thank you all for being here. It's been fun. So let's get everybody out of here. Let's start with our unusual guests, and obviously we'll start with the most unusual of them all, the one and only, my brother from another Steel, Rain. What's going on, brother? Thanks for joining us, and tell everybody what we got coming up here, man.
It was a pleasure, man. It's good to get back in the podcasting side of things, get back in that groove. We took a couple of weeks off there. Well, technically we didn't. We still were live Saturday morning, playing some Battlefield. So, but Battlefield's to the wayside right now. The beta's gone away. So I'm back in my, getting back in my car bag a little bit with Subtle Corsa, getting in my No Hezi, and getting excited about some of the other games that are upcoming. Still got to finish Wu Chang, so I'm working on that. But nonetheless, you can find me still reign at Teaser 7 everywhere. And mainly Saturday mornings, live a split screen, 9 a.m. Central, 10 a.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. UK time, a non-console centric platform talking about everything that's going on within the gaming industry. And we got a lot to talk about this upcoming Saturday. So it should be quite interesting to get into that. So catch us there. And other than that, just catch some random videos and random streams that I do every now and then. Other than that,
you've been doing a lot of that.
Appreciate y'all.
Yeah. Steele's definitely been pumping out some more content, and he's been posting more on X too. I've been trying to find him. The weird part is X still doesn't show me him, even though I whatever. It's the weirdest shit. Anyways, I go search him out. Anyways, so thanks, Steele. Appreciate you again, man, for being here and giving us some extra voice tonight. Always, brothers. So thank you. Of course, the one and only Spaceman himself. Again, taking a little time off, defending us from the aliens that are about to invade and wipe us clean again. The one and only Jasper. Thanks, Jaspy, for being here tonight, man. Always love to hear you. What you got going on, man? Anything coming up?
Yeah, yo, check it out, Lord Jasper on Twitter, all that fun stuff. That's where you can find me. I got my car back so I can go places. I got my feet back so I can walk places. So I'm back out and touching grass again.
Sweet.
Nice.
That's awesome, Jasper. Thanks again, brother. And hopefully everything keeps going better for you. Again, you got all your bad karma out in one single couple day period, man. So yeah, it's over with. Yeah, you're done, over with. You're good for the rest of the year at least. Thanks.
Let's hope so.
And the one and only, the CEO of the Fun Speculation Network, the man who pulled through again on his deathbed, but he wanted to make sure to say hi to the audience one more time and give his last thoughts here on planet Earth while he's still here. The one and only Fun Speculation, aka Mav, super Eagles super fan himself. Mav, what's going on, Mav?
Oh man, fuck them Eagles. Thanks everybody for watching tonight. Fun show. It was a really fun show having Steel hop in, Jasper, you being here as well, bro, as always, and you guys rock. Thanks for having a good time, chat. If you want to check out, we haven't posted anything in a while because we've been slacking. We've had a lot going on, but yeah, new channel over there with me and Kate doing some vlogging stuff and stuff. Go check out Sup Babe on YouTube, Sup Babe Network, and we're going to be starting another show at some point, another podcast over there, just me and her chit-chatting and stuff, so stay tuned for that. But as well, thanks, Pong, for hanging out tonight and leading the way. Felt like a PM in the PM ultimate.
It did.
Yeah, awesome. But yeah, where can everybody find you, sir?
Oh yeah, nope. It was great to be back. Happy to take over the chair whenever you need me to, brother. So, like I said, I was totally unprepared because this one of those weeks where I didn't watch shit, but it all worked out just fine as always on Thursday night. Somehow, some way, we make it happen, and we made it definitely happen tonight. This was a fun conversation. Again, we could have kept going. There's lots more to talk about, but appreciate you all for coming out. And again, thanks for all the support, everybody. Nothing but love and respect because we wouldn't be here without y'all. So, otherwise, you know how to find me, Pong Still everywhere. Otherwise, like Steele said, my next trip is Living Split Screen, Saturday mornings, 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 o'clock Central Time. Be there, live, raw, and uncut. 3+ hours will take you from your morning to your afternoon to your evening, depending on where you are in the world. We're going to have a lot of discussions. It has been a couple weeks since we actually sat down to a regular show. Again, gamers first. We've been playing the beta, Battlefield beta, but we're going to have fun Saturday morning getting back at the normal kind of show. And if you haven't been there before, check us out. Stop on by. We get the chat involved a lot on Living Split Screen. A lot of times they will dictate a big portion of our show. We go sideways, we go left, we go up, down. We'll talk about stuff that nobody else will some days. it gets kind of crazy over there, but we have a lot of fun on Saturday morning. So join us for Living Split Screen. Split Screen is all one word. And then, of course, Sundays is now the Shop Podcast home. That's right, the Shop Podcast, PTK Blam's channel. Be there Sunday afternoon, evening, depending on where you are. It is 6 p.m. Eastern, 5 o'clock Central Time. The Shop Podcast at PTK Blam, Fuzzy Belvedere, and myself. And we usually have a guest or two drop on by. So join us for the Shop Podcast. Quick 2-hour show. Just PTK is one of the best in the business at leading it. So it's a fun time on Sunday nights. Otherwise, it is the golden age of gaming, people. So please, everybody get out there. Play what you love. Love what you play. Have a great Friday. Have a great start to your weekend. And we'll see you all real soon. Mav, get us out of here.
Take it easy, everyone. Peace out. Bye-bye.